enough to have to be seen again this year behind, if you will, Janty and Mostert.
Right, but his spot isn't solidified. I still stand by what it said. He needs to show out preseason, and if he doesn't, then I'm good. He needs to go. But like,
Right.
although I will say, like, I agree. Like, I mean, I was a big Sincere McCormick critique because he was languishing on our squad for what, 3 seasons.
Time.
Well, his third season, you know what I mean. Even despite our running back woes, he still wasn't given a chance only because of injury. He got his said chance, and granted, he made good on that said chance. He performed well. But once again, he's injured after 4 games, and he's already been sitting on the bench for 2.5 seasons. He was out for 1 whole season. You know what I'm saying? So,
yes.
To say that the injury concerns aren't a factor, like,
oh no, they're there.
They're there. I don't know about that.
They're 100% of the injuries are a huge concern. But what I'm saying is the reality is how many running backs have played full seasons. Right.
But how many running backs have been on a roster for 3 years and you've been sitting for 2.5 seasons? You finally get a chance and you do well for a little stretch and then you get hurt again.
See, and that's my problem with what we did, right? Because see, Chris, right? Shout out to Protect the Shield. He would always say, right? Everybody, him and Leo both crack jokes. Running backs are a dime a dozen. Well, guess what? You can't fault the running backs that aren't being given the chance to get in the game because of the coaching. And that's exactly what happened to us. I mean, you said it. Sincere sat there for 3 years. We've been shuffling running backs for 3 years. They never gave the kid a shot, but they knew he had something.
He was out injured year 2. He was out injured the whole year 2.
He was out injured year 1 when he first got to the league. His knee was blown out. His knee was blown out that year. So the reason he wasn't literally, what they were doing was trying to get him back year 2.
One of the seasons.
No. So when he first got into the league, he came into the league with a blown out knee. So that first year, they knew he wasn't playing. That second year was to get him ready to play. That's why he's been on the team for so long. Right. And this is the last piece I got to let you guys know. Why do you think he's been there for so long with all these injuries if they didn't see anything in the kid? I keep trying to tell people, go look at this kid's tape at UTSA. You'll understand why he's been given so many chances. The kid is absolutely superb. He's one of the best running backs that came out of college, period.
He was brought in actually basically be a backup to Josh Jacobs, but he was like blown out knee. But then like the second year is practice squad rehab, and he get a chance to play. Third year,
he didn't exactly show out in preseason.
Third year was the coaching staff that didn't allow him to play. That's what it was.
And for the record, I'm not mad at anybody that's ready to move on from Sincere McCormick. I get it. The difference with me is I actually know the kid as a running back. That's the only difference. And I'm a running back. So, I mean, I understand people's plights with him. And the bottom line is we all know the best ability is availability, which he does not do well at. So that's why I get it. I'm not going to ever say that's a quality he has or try to defend him from it. So AR, you are 100% correct. But what I can tell you is these guys kept him around for a reason, and you saw a flash of it. You saw that flash of it.
Right. And I'm willing to run with that if as a spot guy, because I mean as a spot guy, you don't. You're not going to see the field that often if we got Genty running the rock as we all know that he should be.
Bingo.
All my question is that like of the 3, and this is my personal opinion, like they're only going to keep one of those cats. Maybe Lobby goes to a practice squad. Even if he doesn't show out in preseason, he might not even get there. He might be gone. Period. So all 3 of those guys, in my personal opinion, need to show out or ship out.
Well, one thing I'm gonna say, something here probably piss you off. I'm gonna get you on a rant right quick. The thing I'm looking at now, since they are beefing up their offensive line, maybe Sabrina White might have a better running game or a better blocking scheme. Don't know, but I'm not putting my money on it. So maybe he's a taller back. He's not. He's on. What Jeff? You said it was 211. I thought it was bigger than that. I thought that that's the big back that they have. That's why they didn't get one or draft one or brought somebody in. I thought he's that big back they think they have. But 211. What happened?
Nothing.
Bentha's comment. Sincere.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm not looking at it. Look at him.
Well, hey, to be honest, I also think that I think that you might see Zamir Wright resurge somewhere else. I'm just gonna tell if he goes to a place where it suits his running style, I think you might see something different out of that kid. I just don't think he was right for the things that they were trying to do with the Raiders. I'm not against his. I'm not saying he's just a trash, but he's just not for us. Yeah,
he is trash. 2.8 yards per carry, more fumbles than touchdowns. That's it for me. End of story. You stink. You're out of here.
Here's my thing on Zamir, though. In 2024, at the end of the season, when he played those games and he was good at the end, which gave hope going into the 2025 season. That was with a different offensive coordinator, a different scheme, different system. Then 2025 starts. Different coaches, everything different changed. Players in front of him, and it just wasn't right for him, which is probably why he just sucks so bad.
Wait a minute, wait. Well, you got your years wrong. It was 2023 to 2024. You got your years wrong.
The problem with Zamir was that I thought, anyway, from what I saw, was he couldn't find the hole of the seams. He would just run right into his offensive lineman's ass and stick to their ass like flypaper and not get break through the line. Which he wasn't doing the year before. He was showing promise. In 2024 season, 2023 season. 2024 was a complete opposite of how he played the year before.
I'm not defending him. Yeah, I'm not defending Zamir White.
If Zamir McCormick and Amir Abdullah can get it done, why couldn't Zamir get it done? Behind the same damn offensive line.
He just couldn't make the cuts.
He stinks.
So I don't know what happened to him at the end of the 2023 season to the start of the 2024 season. What happened in between? How did he go from being what we thought was going to be a replacement, which was stupid in the first place, for Josh Jacobs, to being complete and utter trash in last season? What was it that happened that caused him to be so bad? From what he was prior.
So I'll tell you this too.
Zamir is a north and south runner. He runs straight ahead. If it's nothing open, he can't make those cuts. He's not a cutback. If you see a hole on the backside,
but was he doing that the year before at the end? I didn't see that.
Hey, you want to know what though? I want y'all to hear something, man, because I don't know if y'all know this, but the running back we just drafted has a similar style of run. I'm just go look at the tape. Janty is not shifty. Janty is not spinning and shaking somebody in the backfield. No, he is no Barry Sanders. He is nobody with moves in any way. He is a downhill, north-south, off-tackle running back. That is Ashton Janty.
Respectfully, I am not putting Zamir and Ashton Janty in the same sentence. Absolutely not.
It's the same running style. It's the same running style. No, just because you're not good at that running style doesn't mean it's not your running style. Whether you want to put them in the same sentence or not. If you're a north-south, you know what I'm saying, downhill runner, that's what you are. Whether you're good or bad at it is irrelevant.
We got a $2 super chat here from Aunt Six. He says, Zamir White is a fullback. I know I played running back. LOL.
Janty his thing is making him so good, and what he does is that he's small, he's big, he's 215 pounds, he's short, 5'9", 5'8", whatever you want to call it. His thing is that he bounces off tackles. They hit him, and it doesn't affect him. He's still running. He got his legs are out there when they call them, your legs are still moving when you pumping your legs, and he does that. He keeps moving his legs while he's getting hit. So everybody's gonna take a hit and they go down immediately. That's the only advantage that Jenny has. He's not shifted. You don't see him cut back.
So this is what I'll say. So you're gonna have to eat a little bit here on this one, AR, because you stated that 4.1 yards a carry was what you were looking at, right?
Four.
Four. Well, I'll tell you this. Guess who averaged over 4 yards a carry his first two seasons until they switched it up, like we're talking about? Zamir White.
As a rotational guy?
I don't care what he is. He averaged 4 yards a carry.
And then what did he do? What did he do his third season when he was tasked to be the lead back? When you get 2 seasons,
right? Absolutely.
You get two seasons concessions for development. all right, third season, this is your time. We gave him the keys to the kingdom per se. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll tell you what happened.
2.8 yards per carry. That's generational bad. That's terrible.
The offensive line. So let me explain to you this. It's no different than when JJ came back right off of his layover, whatever you want to call that, and he didn't have 3 yards of carry.
He didn't have 2.8. He did not have 2.8.
What I'm explaining, though, is that it takes time to gel with your offensive line. You don't just come in as a running back and this whole new line, and the line doesn't know how you run and you don't know how the line blocks. There is a chemistry there that needs to happen. And I was complaining and crying about this all during camp because that's what I was afraid of when it came to JJ holding out for that bread. And when he came back, how many games did it take for everybody to get back in gel again, for him to get over 4 yards of carry? I'm just giving you the game to see it. I'm not trying to, vouch for one person or not. I'm just trying to show you and allow people to see what needs to be seen instead of being biased about it because of how you feel, right? Because you said it, 4 yards of carry was your mark. He did that 2 years in a row. So you're right. Something had to happen that third year in order for him not to achieve that. If you've done it 2 years in a row and you've proven it, but now all of a sudden your third year it's not happening and it didn't happen for nobody else on the squad, that's telling you something. The offensive line was trash last year.
I can accept it being a little bit worse than 4 yards per carry, but 2.8.
I'm just telling
terrible.
I'm telling you this,
and that's a stat too. 2.8 yards per carry. That is generational awful. That is terrible.
I'm not trying to vouch.
I don't care what offensive line you've got. Like even a undrafted free agent that came in right from the rip and was tasked to run behind that same offensive line is going to give you better than 2.8 yards per carry. I'm sorry. That is
awful.
8
games. Let me see how many carries. Like you said, let's see what did he have total for those seasons. Not much at all. He's never ever had. The most attempts he's had is his 23 season. He had 104 attempts, and he averaged. What is this here? He averaged yards per carry.
Just while you're doing that, I'll give you another stat that I know: more fumbles and touchdowns. That's another one to my point.
Right. Well, and that's the one that you can't forgive. Nobody's allowing the running back to put the ball on the ground. Even one fumble is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And again, that's why I'm not trying to vouch for him. It's just that you have to put out the facts. Everyone likes to just dog people, right? But put the facts out there. You know what I mean? Don't just dog a person without putting the real true facts. Because again, he averaged 4.3 yards a carry on 104 attempts in 2023 with 451 yards. And I don't think that's bad. In the year before that, he averaged 4.1. It was only 17 attempts, but that was his rookie season. All I'm trying to get people to see is that clearly something happened. I'm not saying he's a good runner. I'm not even saying he's below average. He can be worse than below average, but you don't go from 4 yards of carry to 2 without something happening. Something's wrong.
What happened was Luke Getsy and the offensive line coach. That's what
bingo. Happened. You went from a zone to all different blocking schemes. Yeah. It was just a mess, bro. It was a complete mess, bro.
But they know what they want to do. Are you going to zone block? Or you going to power block? What are you going to do? So you got one sideline doing a zone block. I saw somebody say that, and the other side doing power block. And what am I doing? And I'm making any holes for him. And not give him a crease. They're not even giving him a crease to even peek through. So all he can do is run the ball straight ahead, try to get at least a yard out of it because, there was no holes for him. And plus, quarterback play was lousy. When the offensive coordinator calling, run on first, 1 on second, third down, we go. Every play, run on first, 1 on second, then third down, we go. Your defense is going just throw him in the box because the quarterback can't throw down the field anyway. They have Brock Bowers and Mars. He can get the ball to him. So they're like, shit, just keep aiming the box. We ain't got to worry about that. So what you going to do?
Right. I still stand by what I said. Like he needs to stand out in preseason. He needs a big preseason. If he gives me anything less than that, then go.
I think Zamir White should be gone, guys. And that's why I'm saying that I'm going to talk what I talk, but I think he should be gone. I don't even think he should have the choice of having this offseason and preseason to do it. No, he should be gone. Lobby should be gone. We got Mostert. We got McCormick. We bringing in Janty. There's other guys that we've signed. Run with the room that we have. You know what I mean? Maybe grab another couple other guys. But I like Janty Mostert. I like Janty Mostert in a mix of Sincere winning if necessary.
I think Mostert gonna be that third down back or that red zone back more than likely. That's what I'm thinking on using him for. Because he's a little older, he has serious injuries. I don't think he's gonna be that 15 to 20 yard carries. I think he's gonna be like a third down back because he can't catch out the backfield. It's proven he can't.
Hey, folks, if I may,
no, man, you go.
Yes,
right quick. I just want to all y'all, Turf, AR, Christopher Raiders, Angelo, and Jeff. Thanks for having me on. I don't have to say shit because Afakazi, he's saying.
Those kind of hope you don't, man. Those kind of you don't say shit.
And I'm done.
Right, but just circling back to my original question, I got your Turf, and I think I got yours, Chris. Like my original question, why we even got to the point was we all know what we expect with Janty and Mostert. You know what I'm saying? I guess like is Mostert's spot guaranteed? I mean, like, you would think so, but like my question originally was of the three guys who I believe they're only going to keep one on the
in a second
final 53. Who would be that third guy in being with Zamir, Lobby, and Sincere competing in it? Even that UDFA who's a camp body. That was my question. So I don't know. I didn't get your takes there, man, or Angelo.
All right, so we're going to be joined. We're going to be joined by a new guest here coming on. He's from my area. He's from Boston. I don't think any of you really know him. I've never met him before.
Oh no!
So I'm bringing him in. So, which means if he's from Boston, he's probably a Celtics fan. So I know some of you Laker fans are going to love him.
Scavenge.
Scavenge from the harbor. The Lakers up good. They lost first round playoffs.
But least of all, he's probably a Patriots fan too, I believe. Yeah, he's shaking his head. Yes. So I'm going to bring him in. But everybody play nice.
He's a friend of yours, though, right, Jeff? He's your friend.
I just met him tonight. He was in the chat earlier, and he said,
so he's not your friend? Okay.
Hang on, look. If he keeps it respectful, then it's cool. Like,
yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
I mean, Chris and I have had Broncos fans on with us, Steelers fans. So now we're going to bring a Pats fan in, but he's local to me because he's next state over. So he's listening. It's Boston X. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Welcome to
Dixon Cider are already throwing tomatoes, so just saying.
Hey, Turf, did you know that they signed a fullback from Old Dominion? Do you see about this guy?
I did not.
Yeah,
we signed an undrafted free agent from
the Old Dominion. His name is Pat Conroy.
I'm literally right up the street from Old Dominion as we speak, guys. I'm in Glen, Virginia. Yeah. That's wild. I'll have to dig into that. I'm glad to see that we got a fullback though. That tells me something. I like
we have a fullback. We have Rogers. He's a fullback.
Turf, we have a fullback. His name is JJ Pegues.
I like that one too.
I like that one too. I was actually telling Chris from Protect the Shield podcast that because I always try to keep him up on the UDFAs, and I was like, hey, bro, tell me about Anthony Booker from SMU because we signed him. He was like our 16th signing. And he goes, perfect. We got the tank because he's been wanting like a nose tackle, 340, 350, right? Yes, so then I was like, okay, well, that makes sense to me. That means that JJ Pegues is going to go to special teams and be more of a fullback. And Tonka Hemingway is going to become more like the Matthew Butler position, like a defensive lineman and more like movements. Because I noticed that the Brandon, the head of scouting, he picked a lot of guys that had awesome measurables, you know, Touchdown Tommy and Tonka Hemingway and JJ Pegues. So I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like a very Chip Kelly unique kind of style, offense, defense, you know, that's how. But yeah, we have a fullback. But so, I'm going to look up the Old Dominion guy too.
So who's the new guy?
Me.
Hey.
So obviously you're a Patriots fan, correct?
Patriots, Celtics, Red Sox, Bruins.
Oh, so you're a true Boston fan.
Oh my
God. So he get along great with Spence, Turf.
I'm not from Boston, but my dad grew up in New England area. Grew up in Vermont, so I grew up a Patriots fan, Boston fan, everything.
Just real quickly, salute to Boston. Sorry, you should be excited for some of the former Raider players that we got, specifically with Spillane and a guy
not happy about it either.
Ivan Chase on. So you got two guys who should be able to contribute, just hopefully not against us, right?
Oh no, we played him this year. We played him, and Jeff already knows. I already got my ticket by way of my daughter's teammate's dad. Shout out to Greg Pearl. I love that guy, and I will be there. So anybody that lives in the Northeast, when we play y'all, this is the year to be ready.
I'm just kind of curious what a Patriots fan has to add to a Raiders chat.
Oh, I'm a football fan.
Hold on a minute now. For one thing, this is a Raider channel. We welcome all fans of football here.
Oh,
no. If you want to add something to the chat, you can talk about his Patriots fans. I don't care. We're all football fans, bar none. This is a Raider channel. So that's what I'm saying. If you want to add something, welcome to it. But anyway, besides that, Pat Conroy was originally a tight end at Old Dominion, but they signed him as a fullback. He's a 6'2", 235 pounds.
Wow.
Sorry, Boston X wanted to say something.
Go ahead. What Boston X?
I don't mean going to nab in this case, but we welcome all football fans here, dude. We don't care. We have Pittsburgh fans in here, different fans in here. We have all kinds of fans in here. As long as they respect.
Didn't say we did. I was just asking.
I'm a football fan.
Next talk, guys. What the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm a football fan, so I talk about like Philadelphia. I talked about Raiders because I met a guy at the gas station. He was like, in your honest opinion, how are the Raiders going to do? And I was like, Gino's probably going to ball out. You guys got a great coach, great offensive coordinator. You guys probably going to have 8, 9 wins, 10 wins, make the playoffs at least.
Some of our own fans, I will tell you that.
Yeah.
And what are your expectations for your team, the Patriots?
Make the wild card, probably win a wild card game, losing divisional.
Do you think they got better to be able to?
Oh, we got way better. Last year we had our only hope was Drake May. Now we got a center and we got Will Campbell center to protect Drake May. We got a couple good free agent signings. I think we make the playoffs, but I don't expect us to win the championship for at least 4 years.
Pretty sure you got a good linebacker too.
I think a Buffalo run for their money because you guys did play them tough last year. But I think you guys are going to give Buffalo a run for their money.
Yeah,
I think
Buffalo,
right.
Not yet.
I think get a run for the money.
But not this year.
Not this year. Buffalo got better, bro. They got better.
Oh, I was saying I didn't say they're going to beat them
Patriots.
right. I'm saying they might give them a run for their money. Like I think they're number 2 in their division right now. Well, I look at it.
That would be like us saying we're gonna give the Chiefs a run for them. We know we
did. We did. One game.
Yeah, you know what? Friday.
He did get a great linebacker though.
I'm saying though, they'll probably be Buffalo than the Patriots because I don't see the Jets and Miami climbing that ladder.
Miami, Patriots, and Buffalo are the only contenders. Jets have no competition.
The Jets are going to do Jets things like they always do.
Always.
Jets are going to lose.
Oaktown, you're not talking about me, man. I'm
talking about Miami.
I'm not.
So that's 6 L's right there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Because I mean, obviously, I live in New England, so I knew what you guys were going to be looking for on the draft just from listening to the sports talks around here and everything. So I knew you guys were going to go offensive line. It was your major need. So I wasn't surprised at who you took. You guys took that kid Campbell from LSU. It was a great pick for you guys, I think. Eric's got a guy that he does a show with that's from Boston.
Yes.
Called Spence.
Yep.
What's the name of his show, Chris? Because he might be interested in that. I mean, Turf. That's why
I was actually going to introduce and do all of that myself with Boston.
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it.
You got Titletown Sports. My guy Spence. He's out of Boston, born, raised, and he loves every Boston Mass/team, right? Bruins, Celtics, Patriots. We have a show, a shameless plug, Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We call it Dead in the Water because both of our teams were dead in the water. And the honest truth,
terrible.
as much as we hate Patriots and Patriot fans, guys, we actually have a lot in common right now. I think we're both the same team. I do think you're a little ambitious on 10 wins. I think Spence would tell you you're ambitious on 10 wins.
Yeah,
but I think we're in the same boat. We're in the same boat. 8 wins is a great season for us next year.
8 wins is a good season for us too. We had 4 wins last year because we started Jacoby Brissett. We decided not to bench him after the 3rd game, and we kept losing.
Sounds familiar, don't it?
Almost brought it easy.
I think it's one of those situations where you get to a certain point and the bridge is always across the river, and then all of a sudden the bridge collapses, and it's like, now what do we do?
Yeah.
You know, so I think we're both in similar situations when it comes to the Patriots and the Raiders. You know, similar situations. Like, okay, we built the bridge, now we got to bring shit across the bridge.
Yep.
You know, and I think that's what we're both doing.
I think that the difference between the two teams, Boston X, is the Patriots are in a weaker division. I mean, I say that just because the Bills is the only team going into this year that's going to be a good solid. The Jets are going to be in a rebuild mode, or I mean, they're not a playoff team. And then Miami, I mean, they're still talking about trading Jalen Ramsey. So I don't
because they're in the salary cap issue. That's their problem.
Yeah.
Exactly. They need a quarterback. That's their problem.
Yeah. So really, where you guys are at is if you can beat the other teams outside of your division, you probably will steal a wild card spot. And Drake May's the real deal, man. I mean, you just saw it last year, and he's only going to get better this year. Our problem
comes against the Raiders. She's saying,
yeah, our problem is our division is crazy good. You know, Kansas, Denver,
Probably
who made
the
it
best in the NFL.
The Chargers got stronger. They didn't get weaker. So the Chargers got stronger. The Broncos got stronger. Kansas City got stronger. Like, so all we're doing is we're just trying to get better.
Yeah,
that's why I'm trying to not. I'm not being a Debbie Downer. If we make the playoffs, great.
That's facts right there.
I can't see a world where we're going to beat out those two other teams for a playoff spot.
Because you got to compete against Patrick Mahomes, Bo Nix, and Justin Herbert.
Well, those things are already
receivers.
They've been established for like two years now. Plus, Denver got Bo Nix last year, so they're established for 2 years. They've got better players to complement what they already have. We have to get a whole new everything. Just about. So we got to compete against that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, no, it's going to be like we've had, like for us, Boston X, we've had a revolving door of upper management and coaching that we're just now settling in. Like this, the draft and the free agency signing was your first sign of there's adults in this particular room.
Yes, but we don't have Gerard Mayo anymore. Yes. Yes.
but again, man, like until we see what happens, you know, like you can get the ingredients, but we gotta watch how the chef cooks it. And you know,
we did get what's his name? Our old offensive coordinator, your guys' old head coach.
McDaniels?
Yeah, Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, you can
we have our offensive coordinator where he belongs. We have him where he belongs, an offensive coordinator. No head coach.
Angelo, to what you said before, that point also applies to us too. Like I'm very happy with what we've got with our coaching staff and our front office, but we still have to see them produce results before we can say we finally settled in. Like they don't get that concession just because yes, they have the credentials, but we're still in the same boat too. We have to see how it all shakes out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Show me.
Show me.
Please, Mike Vrabel, show me you can coach a Patriots team.
Everything looks good on paper.
What it is to win.
Everything looks good on paper before the season starts. Everybody right now is 0-0. Everybody's a Super Bowl contender.
Yep.
Show me on the field what you got. The picks
Except
you made.
the Jets. We all know they're not Super Bowl contenders.
And to that point, I'm going to get going, gang. Thanks for having me on, Jeff. Appreciate you.
Hey,
thanks, AR.
Thanks
everyone. Happy to see you.
Hey,
Chris,
real quick.
love you, brother. Love you,
Are we
man.
on
You
for
the
Sunday
shit.
morning or no?
Sorry, I didn't get that. What
Are
did
we
you
on
say?
for Sunday morning Tecmo or no?
I have to work Sunday morning, so this
Okay.
Sunday that's a negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is
All
full
right, no
with my
problem.
schedule.
Hey,
But
send me,
next,
AR.
sorry, just let me finish and I'll
Oh,
get
no,
to
go
Chris.
ahead.
Next Sunday we'll get back on the Tecmo streams. Yeah, come and kick it with us, you and Nate.
Okay.
Sorry, Chris, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I need that emulator. I don't know which one you guys use. So I want to play Tecmo 2 on Sunday mornings. So what's the emulator? Or you want to send it to me in the Instagram?
I'll send it to you in the DMs. Yeah, for sure.
All
For
right,
sure.
I'll-
And Jeff
I'll-
can
no
show you
old
how to
dude.
get it up and running. But
No
yeah,
old guy.
guys, thanks for having me on. Bostonex, nice to meet you.
That's
Jeff,
nice meeting you.
Nabman,
Yeah,
Angelo,
AR,
everyone in the chat. Take care, gang. You know what time it is. All right, peace.
AR, brother. That's a good dude, man. That
Yeah, he's awesome.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
I love playing the
I,
Tecmo.
I hope
That
the
was fun,
Australian guy that we got for the international players, the regular players,
right.
yeah, too late,
What?
Angelo.
Didn't they-
You missed
didn't they
it.
cut him?
You missed your window on that one.
No, he talked about it. He talked about the other day.
Oh,
you guys
okay,
talked
right
about
on.
the IPP, right? The international player.
No,
guy.
he's not because they still got a goal on that chin. They cut him. I don't know. I gotta look it up, but yeah, the guy's a monster.
Yeah,
The
he's
only
a
thing
freaking-
I can say about my team's draft is they didn't get two players I wanted: Ricky White and Chris Paul Jr., two studs. And I also want Ted McMillan, but we drafted Will Campbell. So
You guys killed the draft. I think you guys actually did.
That's
did.
a hell of,
agency and draft. You guys did
yeah,
good.
it's a hell of draft. The Patriots
we
had a
gotta-
hell of draft, man.
it was
That
the
was
best
hold up, we
draft in
gotta-
years.
We got a $10 super chat from Caleb Daniels. Thank you,
Hey.
Caleb. Appreciate you, brother. He goes, "Is Patrick Willis one of the best
oh
linebackers
shit.
ever?"
Yes. Yes.
He was one of them. Yeah. He was one of them.
Yes. It's an emphatic yes. 100% yes. And anybody saying anything different is
No, he was
Crazy.
one.
taking the funk.
And
They'll
Patrick
miss
Willis
him.
is a stud.
They'll miss him because of
The monster.
they'll miss him because of Ray Lewis and all those guys. But yeah, he's one of the best.
Yeah, he is.
Well, there's your answer, brother.
Caleb Daniels. That's the supers, Caleb.
Yeah, Willis was a monster, bro.
So
This-
who is the best linebacker ever?
Ooh.
best linebacker ever? I'm giving it to the one and only LT. I don't know anybody else. I would
facts.
never
LT,
even.
yeah,
I would
facts.
never even. Yeah, I wouldn't
Okay.
even. It's not even a. It's a long second place. Nice.
Well, hold on though, Turf. I mean, in that second place
Oh
category,
shit.
you know, I got to throw out the Samurai, Mike Singletary, in that group. But sure, man.
Come on.
Far second. Far
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
And I
That's
love
a
second.
way off.
I think Ray Lewis is better than Michael Singletary because
I agree. I
Ray
agree,
Lewis,
but I'm
man,
gonna give that
Ray-
respect.
the tenacity changed games. Michael Singletary was just at that.
But LT is still
Oh,
the
yeah.
greatest linebacker ever. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I don't even think it's close.
LT, hands down.
LT,
I don't
yeah.
think it's close.
I'm
Hands
just
down.
waiting. I was waiting for somebody to say something different because I'm like, man, I guess I'm just not going to talk to you anymore about
Oh,
football.
the best ever was Rolando McClain. That was the best ever.
Best ever is Mike Vrabel.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Get the
'cause
fuck
he had
out of
that
here.
good
He was good. That dude was a freaking beast, though. He's a nasty linebacker.
Well, I like the Patriots did, man. For the head coach, they got rid of Mayo 5 minutes after the football game. April like that.
Yeah.
They waste no
And the
time.
player literally said, I hope Gerard Mayo stays. 5 minutes later, he's cut.
Yeah. They waste no time. They wrap the game like bye.
I was like, well,
Dude.
See ya.
Well,
Here
up
we
until,
go
up
again.
in- let's put it this way: up until that point of that, at the end of that game, I was hoping because we were knew AP was gone, or going to be gone, or we
Yeah.
were talking about it. I was kind of hoping that it was going to be Vrabel that we were going to be able to pull in as our new head coach, bring in Dayball as offensive coordinator, and possibly Robert Saleh as the defensive coordinator. But I was at the bar with all the other Raider fans in Rhode Island down in Providence, and someone comes up to me and they go, "Hey, because you guys had the 1:00 game that day. We were going on at 4:30. He goes, "Hey, Jared Mayo just got fired from the Patriots." I'm like, "The fucking game just ended 5 minutes ago." They're like, "Yeah, they
I think
fired him."
originally
I'm like, "Well, there goes us getting
Oh,
Vrabel. That ain't gonna
that
happen.
was
I'm
it.
like, guaranteed
I
he's gonna go to
don't
New England."
think
So
the reason he got fired is because of Joe Milton, but I think the reason is because he coached horrible games.
well, I think it was also the fact that Vrabel was available now. You know,
Yeah, we
they
were
could
talking
get out
about
of
we were
that
trying to get
contract.
Vrabel for years.
It's just
Yeah.
that they had that agreement with Mayo. If Belichick
Yeah.
left, he
And
would
then
take over
Belichick
the
never
team.
wanted to leave, and then he finally left, and then we got Mayo basically right after he left.
There
Yeah.
goes agreement. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
now
because soon as they
Bills
find
and
Vrabel, I
Bills
said
and
they're
UNC coaching college football.
because that's all Ray Nation talking about for the head coach. Because AP was going to be gone or was already gone. Everybody wanted Baber. We wanted Baber. That's what we wanted. But when they fired Mayo right after the game, like, well, that's it. Like Jeff said, we're out.
I still think Pete Carroll's a good fit for y'all.
Yeah.
Especially
agree.
with Geno, him and Geno. When Geno went to the Seahawks, Carroll changed his game. Because Geno was just like a backup quarterback. Then Geno started in Seattle, and he was just balling.
Well, Pete Carroll resurrected Geno Smith's career because he was on the sidelines for 6 years as a backup. When he came to the Seahawks, he read pretty much why he gave him a new start.
Mark Santos, I don't think Arch Manning's coming out next year. He's not going to come out.
I don't think
he won't be out until the 2027 draft.
I mean, Arch Manning did what's his name get drafted, Quinn Ewers, or did he stay in Texas?
He's with Miami. Quinn Ewers.
Yeah,
I can't wait to tear him up in spring in preseason. They got my boy Tyler Thompson.
Did he get drafted
there?
Did Ewers get drafted or was he a UDFA?
Yeah, he was the number 7 or 7th round for Miami.
Dang, he fell that far.
And they always talking about first round, like second round, like wow.
I'm
might have been 6th round. I take that back. He might have been 6th round because we took Cody Lewis.
What's up, Tony Shepard?
What's
going on, brother?
Y'all got a good quarterback in the draft, but I'm surprised you didn't draft Howard.
Who?
Will Howard from
Will Howard went to Pittsburgh.
Oh, I'm not surprised he didn't.
Yeah,
well, that's what a lot of Raider fans are saying. Like, oh, we could get the quarterback from Ohio State. We can get the running backs, the wide receivers. You know, they'll all be familiar with his scheme. He's not going to run the same type of scheme in the pros that he did in the college.
We got the running back from Ohio State
that way. You know,
we drafted the running back.
You can be familiar with the player and what that player's tendencies are, and what you know their limitations are and are not. I get that part, but if you think they're just going to transition over because our offensive coordinator is the same one they had last year when they won the championship, you're crazy because it just doesn't work that way.
I've been watching. I'm a Kansas State fan, so I've been watching Will Howard ever since he started playing with Kansas State. So I know how he plays.
Well, but
he's
Howard,
really happy on the feet. He's a good scrambling quarterback, and he's a good pocket passer.
Well, Howard would have to realize how to save himself. And a lot of the tape that I watched on him, he goes headlong into some really dumb shit. And
he does, but it somehow works.
No, it did in college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
hopefully it works out in the NFL for him.
Well, Will Howard had the top one of the two top running backs in the nation. He had one of the premier wide receivers there, so he had weapons around him.
Yeah,
he had a lot of weapons he can utilize.
Well, and Josh Allen,
we don't have all that yet. You know, all the weapons yet gathered up.
Yeah.
Now we had the weapons then, maybe Will Howard, but now no, like Jeff said, we're not gonna run the exact same system that they did in Ohio State. It's gonna be a lot different.
It's a pro style. Well, no, hold on. Turf. If you don't mind, I did want to address your earlier Genty stuff.
Absolutely.
If I may.
Heck yeah.
Okay. So I was not about getting a running back at 6. I really wasn't. I watched more and more tape, started watching more and more of the humble nature he has and the background he comes from. And I was starting to wonder. The question I had was, did he stay at Boise State to rack up numbers, or are you just loyal? So I started thinking, I think he's just loyal to the people that gave him a shot, right? So I started looking a little bit more. And I get your point on that. Amari Hampton, that's ACC, and the ACC now is not the ACC it used to be back in the day. Okay, so let's go ahead and erase that one. Let's just call that an even deal. Okay. So,
I can't do that, but I can't. The ACC is a step above the Mountain West, and this is coming from an FCS player. This is coming from an FCS player.
It is. So, don't get me wrong. I just wanted to get this out, and then you can fire back at me. Fire at will, man. Just fire all you want. But here's the thing. Ashton Jeanty never had an offensive line. Never. In that conference. Never had an offensive line worth a damn. Name a offensive lineman for Boise State that was drafted in the NFL. Was there one? I think there was one. I think a guard maybe was drafted in the NFL.
You can say the same for Amari Hampton too.
Right. Okay.
Can't say the same for Henderson. Though. Henderson's probably got 5 guys. That his whole offensive line probably got drafted.
You can. I'm just trying to finish the point, and then we can chop it up after that. Okay. So then you look at Travion Henderson, right? Travion Henderson.
Whoa.
The best O-line in the NFL, or I'm sorry, in the NCAA, right? Also had massive weapons all around him. So the run game or the pass game was always a threat, right? So nobody could 8-in-the-box him, right? So I get your point on the level of competition, but also get your point on the level of help that Jeanty had, and also I also kind of question that dude probably could have transferred to Alabama or Tennessee or whoever for the money, but he didn't. You know, he chose loyalty.
Do you think he took a bag from Boise State?
You know, you look at it. Look another way.
I'll take loyalty over all that bullshit.
You don't think he got any money from Boise State? You don't think he got a dime from Boise State?
Oh,
no. So I do have to put this
I'm just saying,
out there, Navman.
He got his money. He got his money out of endorsements and everything else that the NIL gives him. But I promise you, I promise you this. Here's the thing. If he wanted to transfer somewhere else with the stock that he had, he could have, but he didn't.
I got to give you one caveat before you finish so that you'll understand another. I love Jeanty for one.
I'm finished.
I love Jeanty for one. I don't think you guys see, because I'm so critical of the team just in general now, from being way too optimistic, right, in the past, etc. A lot of people don't know. So my fullback from
hold on, Turf, hold on.
Wait,
so
stop.
Hold on, Angelo.
Hold on now, man. Hold on. So before you go doing all of that, Turf, I was building you up on the Captain Jack show, and I don't know if a lot of the people in the chat really realize where Turf's coming from is he played at the highest level at running back. He was Montana State's secret weapon. I'm talking to the chat now, man. I'm talking to the chat. So, and anytime he's critical, and I've known Turf now for a while, longer than you guys, I'm assuming. So Turf knows that. Turf doesn't like to brag about what he actually did, and I found the tapes to watch what he did. So I take it to heart. I take it to heart when he says, when he's critical of a player, because I know he's coming from the standpoint of, well, I'm talking about the inside information of these things. He's not talking about the general, like outside. all we're getting to watch is the outside looking in. So from the outside looking in, someone like me, I'm like, oh man, I look at Ashley Genty and I think of Emmitt Smith, right? But someone like Turf, who actually was the weapon for Montana State, did play in those on big time games and rivalry games. He's kind of like, and that's why I'll let you go, Turf. But if you guys ever want to research Terrence Krim,
Angelo, I'm not being critical. I'm only going outside the box a little bit.
Correct. And for the record, Nav, man, you don't even have to. I enjoy this. I love it. I love your take. I just got to give those caveats that give a little bit more insight, because the one thing that you're saying, all this loyalty and money, I'll just tell you this. My fullback, who was born and raised in Las Vegas, he was my fullback in JUCO. It's the only reason I got to Montana State. You're talking all this lineman stuff. None of my linemen got scholarships. You see what I'm saying? So trust me, I know all of this. He is a graduate of Boise State. My fullback, who's born and raised in Las Vegas, is there now. He knows Jancy. I'm not saying he knows him, but I'm just saying he's a Boise ex-football player. Trust me, he's getting money. That's what I'm trying to say. This he could have went to Alabama. Absolutely, but if you don't think he was getting taken care of at Boise, man, come on.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
So I don't want to read into the loyalty thing a little too much, because we all know the NFL is obvious. I mean, look at JJ, and nobody's faulting him. I'm not faulting him. I'm just saying it's a business. It's different. So the loyalty thing, it's kind of like that. You can miss, especially now in the NCAA with the NIL. Loyalty is not even existent. It's nothing. It doesn't exist.
That wasn't my actual point.
Guys, question right quick. I'm sorry, I need to break this chat up, but I got to. Oh, sure. Angelo, guess who this player is right here in the chat?
Oh, sorry. I had it on big screen.
The player I put the height, weight 6'4", 351 pounds. Who was that? He's on the Raiders.
6'4", 351. He was on the Raiders.
He's on the Raiders now. He's UDFA.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the guy I was talking about earlier, Anthony Booker from SMU.
Me.
I said that. I said that's why.
No, you're 420. Dude.
Yeah, nice try, Jeff.
Yeah, I didn't put 6'5".
Oh wait, I don't have the height.
No, I was saying that earlier. Remember, I said that means JJ Pegues is going to become the fullback, because you were talking about us getting Pat Conroy, but I'm like, nah, man, they're going to make JJ Pegues the fullback for sure. He's going to be special teams and fullback. That'll be his position in the 53. And if Anthony Booker makes it into 53, then he's our nose tackle, or he's our training nose tackle, or whatever.
I'm sorry to break the run back thing. I just going through UDFAs. I saw this guy. What the hell? 51. All
right. When it comes to stats, man, I mean, I think me and Turf got along because he knows that even though I didn't play the game the way he did, I study it like nobody's business, so. I got the stats down.
And boxing too.
No, that's a different story, Nav, man. But we're not going to get into that.
Yeah. So I was about to say, hold on. I don't no. Hold on, because I don't know if Nav man knows. No,
Nav man has no idea, Turf. So don't worry about it. It's okay.
He's giving So hold up. Nope. Now it's my turn.
No, you don't get to it. No.
It's my turn. It's my turn. Because like you just said, Nav man has no idea. Don't listen to Angelo.
Boxing, bro. Let's go.
We don't say the B word when Angelo's in the chat. We don't say the B word ever.
Nav man. The real legend on this panel right now is Angelo. Real talk. The transplant. Bro, I mean, the accolades. Bro, the accolades. I mean, I can't say enough, man. That's where I turn in to the major fanboy, and Angelo knows that. I mean, I wish I could have trained under him. All of those good things, man. The fight game is Angelo. I can't wait. And that's why I'm the one dragging my feet. I'm the one that's been, not getting this thing right. And it's because there is no way in hell I'm half stepping when I have a legend like Angelo to grace the screen with me when it comes to combat sports in general across the board. And again, I ain't tooting my horn here because that man down there in that corner can toot way more of a horn. But again, people be wanting receipts. I've trained Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for 17 years plus. And I got my black belt in 2021. Took me well over 11, 12 years to get it. Not from some old rinky-dink school. Exactly, right? So when this man down here is talking about combat sports across the board, not just boxing. Boxing is, when he talks, everybody needs to listen. I'm just telling you right now. Angelo is... Yeah.
Boston X. So you went to boxing or
I'm into boxing, UFC, bare knuckle fighting.
So I'm not just saying he's a legend. If y'all go Google Reyes, you'll see he's trained all of the greats, dude. He's been with the Mayweathers. He's trained the Frank Beers.
You don't know what channel you walked into here, kid.
Exactly. This is the real deal, bro. This is the real deal.
I watch a lot of sports. I watch combat sports.
I mentioned people in my circle. I mentioned Angelo Reyes in my circle of people, and they draw drops. And I'm in the mecca of fighting right now in Austin, Texas.
Boxing, you talk to Turf, you talk to Papa Rendon, you talk to Angelo, and then we'll school you all them boxing, dude. They panel, forget about it.
Muhammad Ali is the greatest fighter in the fucking world, greatest boxer ever.
Bingo. So I don't know if you'll know this guy, Boston X, but he's right around where you are. But his name is John Scully. He's a Connecticut Hall of Famer boxer. He's a trainer, right? He's assistant trainer for Bitterbeev, right? Bitterbiev. He's trained a ton of guys, etc. The thing about him that's special is he actually collects memorabilia in order to sell it and give the money that he gets back to the fighters in need. There are a lot of fighters that people have no clue, don't have a dime, a pot to piss in. Their parents, their families are, pitching in to take care of them. Scully takes stuff all around the world, gets it signed by all of the greats, sells it, and sends that money straight up to those fighters straight. He'll put it on Facebook. He'll show you the envelopes. He'll show you the money and the stuff he stuffed and goes. He will go down as one of the best people on the planet of Earth.
I used to train
when
for
it's all said and done.
Angelo, I accidentally promoted you here from we're not talking football anymore.
Now we're gonna go back. I just needed to get that out there, man, because I don't. Nobody knows what is in that bottom right corner, man. Angelo, Christ,
nobody knows.
He's trying to pump me up, bro. People have no idea.
I appreciate
we all.
He just moved himself over there.
Yeah,
nice,
dude. And I mean, and all of the freaking, trauma and everything that Angelo's been through on top of it, man. I mean, his name is Raider Transplant, guys.
Yeah.
Strong, trust me, man. Strong is an understatement. Y'all have no clue. I think I could have trained under Angelo. Jesus Christ, dude. I
think if they would have, I know you did that show and you and I got into it, last year with you and me. But I'm very much like you, Turf. Like, we don't like to talk about what we did in the past because that's not what we're bringing to the table. We show up to these shows and chat rooms and whatnot so that we can talk about our Raiders and we could all have the same common thing. But both you and I know, Turf, that you'd be very surprised in our worlds, how many people are fans of the Raiders, and they want to talk about it and they just want to talk Raider football. But I really appreciate it, guys. Terrence Crump, look it up. I'm telling you, when you do the research, he was also the very best college football running back in JUCO before he went to Montana State. So when he was talking about the fullback and he had a shitty O-line, he didn't tell you.
I didn't have a shitty O-line. I just said none of my guys got a full ride. Hey, man.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm sorry about that, sir.
Running back's never going to say that shit.
Yeah. But Turf was so good in JUCO that he beat all the stats during his years for running back. That's why again, when it comes to like those players, I always brag about him when you go to Tuesday shows and he's breaking it down. He's breaking down like how the players are. There's real knowledge in there because he's talking about it from the insider point of view. He'll even talk about, well, how's the locker room gonna feel and how's this and how's that, and he's really like giving you the insight. So if you guys understand that part of it, then you'll understand why someone like me, who is just a fan, like I'm not, I've never once said, Jeff, when you've been on Captain Jack show, I always talk about how you played semi-pro, you actually played the position, and I build that up because that's true, man. That's absolutely true. So I think all Turf was doing for you guys today is if we ever do get our channel going, you know, we'll have some fun guests, right, Turf? And then people will start to kind of go, oh shit, Turf and Angelo got
there was something on his show last night that I never heard about before that he brought up about the whole San Diego State.
Yeah. Yep.
What's that?
About you what you said yesterday
on your show. When I had I had a full ride.
Go ahead and repeat that again.
A
lot of people in here definitely don't know this. This was
Tommy Luganville.
Cool I heard that.
Tommy Luganville was the head coach still. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm actually giving the game right now. Oh my God, I'm giving the game on this one. All the youngsters really do actually need to listen to hear this. So in junior college, the number one thing I did is I made sure my roommates were fire. I had Derek Smith from Louisiana. I had some Louisiana boys. I had all Louisiana boys now that I think about it. I had two major guys. Derek Smith, his brother played for the Patriots. Why can't I remember Derek Smith? It's a Smith, a cornerback for the Patriots back in the 90s, 80s, 90s. His brother was the Patriots cornerback. Derek Smith. It's a Smith. You'll find it. But anyways, I had one of our guys, Jack Tatum's nephew. He was another cornerback on my team, my roommate. I got all roommates, man, that was fire. And I made sure that they did not touch the telephone. They couldn't touch the phone, bro. I had to answer the phone. So I talked to every school that called my apartment for all of these guys and made sure they knew who I was. And I would tell them, every single one, I am going to be statistically the best running back that is out of junior college. You got to give me a scholarship. I got 3 full ride offers just because I did what I said I was going to do. And they had running backs behind running backs behind running backs. One of those schools was Idaho. They had a guy named Sheridan May and Joel Thomas. I'll never forget it. Little Joel Thomas. The dude benched 420 pounds as a freshman and ran a 10-200. And he was the backup. They were like, hey, you got a full ride, but that's what you got to deal with. San Diego State, Tommy Luganville. Hey, you did what you said you were going to do. But guess who left San Diego State in 92? Does anybody remember that dude named Marshall Faulk?
Yes.
Who wants to go behind Marshall Faulk? You want to go behind Marshall Faulk and run for 120 and here? That was cute, but Marshall Faulk ran for 380 on them. Nobody's dealing with that type of pressure. Like, you're talking a kid from Connecticut back then in the early 90s where nobody knows nothing about football. It's all basketball, right? Going to San Diego, taking jobs from dudes that had full rides at USC, UCLA, all across the nation, but they had bad grades, gangsters. Bro, I played with dudes that were in halfway houses. Junior college is not what people thought back then. It was grown men, bro. It was wild. But for the guys that's coming up, if you are going to junior college, be the guy. Answer the phone, talk to every recruit that wants to talk to everybody in your house, and I promise you, take care of business on the field and everything else will take care of itself. That is big time game.
Awesome.
When I heard you say that last night about
that's
how
what
you had the ride to San Diego, and I'm like, and then you're like, yeah, but who was there the year before? Marshall Faulk. He goes, I'm not walking in there and being the next running back after he leaves. He goes, I'm going to go down as the guy that couldn't perform like Marshall Faulk.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you.
Bro, I saw that dude with my own
well, you'd
two
always
eyes.
be looked at like him. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, everybody would expect you to be as good as him or better. And that's a tough act to follow, man.
Yeah.
And
everybody knows what Marshall
That's why he started that show a few years ago called Second Chance Shoes. These are guys who couldn't do good in school, couldn't do anything right, so they give them a second chance shoe to perform. And the Raiders have one of those guys on their team. So why you don't go, I'm a running back, I'm good, but I gotta follow footsteps of Marshall Faulk? Are you kidding me?
Bro,
No.
Dude, I was very, very, very fortunate in my day when I played, bro. My quarterback was Tony Banks. For the people that don't know who that was, he was the first quarterback. He was the first quarterback drafted in '96. He was the first. I love to tell this story, man. Again, junior college. You're going to the next level, right? D1, wherever. There's a book on you. Everybody's got words about what they are, right? You know what I'm saying? This guy's fast, quick. Oh, he can throw a good ball. When you looked at Tony's write-up, there were 4 words. You'll see 5. You'll see him on Sundays. That was what they put in his description. You'll see him on Sundays. That was it. You can't make this stuff up, guys. I'm telling you, I'll never forget it. One last quick one. Long Beach City College, bro. The Vikings. A running back. A linebacker. I'm telling you, you want to talk about being closest to the next LT? They had the kid.
Shit! Really?
This kid, bro. This linebacker had a full ride literally to anywhere he wanted to go on earth. In the very first play of the game, he smashed our center's face in so bad. The face mask bent and cut his nose. He had to go out of the game, and they had to change his face mask after the first play. When I tell y'all I ran the fastest I've ever ran in my life in that game, it was that game. And people will really understand what I'm trying to say. So you know how the huddle was. Well, our huddle back then, it was like choir style, right? You had the big lineman in the back, you had the skilled people in the front, and then the quarterback facing. I could see looking at this dude, like his eyes was wide. I turned around and I'm looking at my center, and his face mask is touching his nose. His eyes are as wide. Bro, this dude went to a funeral and got shot. That's why we don't know who he is today. And I have the receipts to show it. My brothers bro,
and that's that comparison to Singletary is those fucking eyes,
bro.
You know what I mean? The eyes, the way he looked.
I never saw any of that stuff. My quarterback had the big eyes. I turned around, the center had the big eyes, and then I saw his face. I'll never forget, man. You can't forget this stuff.
Wow, that's crazy as hell.
I've never ever seen anything like that. They literally had to change his face mask the first play of the game. Everybody was shook from that point. Obviously, we didn't win that game. Yeah, Luke, I played. And the funny part about that team, the cornerback and the safety ended up going to Montana State with me after junior college. So they beat my ass in that game, but then we became teammates the very next year, which was badass. It was wild.
So don't we have a North Dakota State, Montana State reunion between 2 former quarterbacks?
I've already given that story quite a few times. A lot of people don't know, man.
That's interesting.
That was the game. I literally just went to it. I went to the national championship game, obviously. And it was North Dakota State versus Montana State. Tommy Mellett versus Cam Miller. And now they're both on our squad. And I'm telling y'all, man, touchdown Tommy is special.
Yes.
I'm not saying that because he is special.
Yeah, he's going to do well in the Chip Kelly system. Hey, respectfully,
they did beat our ass, bro. They did beat our ass. You're right, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They always have. We still can't get over that hump.
Hey, Turf. Respectfully, though, with Cam Miller, he's going to be in some real competition with my guy Haj Malik
AOC.
Williams, UNLV.
That too.
Haj Malik is going to give him a hard time. For you guys who did not get to watch UNLV football last year, which, by the way, is why I like Genty, is because I saw it for myself. I was trying to invite Turf to that game. I was like, hey, Turf, fly in. I'm going to watch Boise. And he was like busy or something. So I got to personally watch what Genty did. And again, it's not the ACC like Turf was talking about, but UNLV's defense is dope. We had real ones in that team, and we put everything on that kid, everything. Right. And he still got 134 yards and 3 touchdowns, and we lost in overtime. So I'm just saying, man. I mean, Ashton
that was
Genty
a badass game too.
Yeah, Ashton Genty is good, right? But we won't know how NFL good he is when he's a grown man. But that's why the O-line is so important. Which, again, man, I don't know. Turf, did you talk? I mean, you talked about it on your show, but just real quick, what did you think of where do you think Caleb Rogers and Grant will end up? Are they just going to be backups, rookies, or what do you think can happen?
Yes, I think Rogers has a chance to eventually earn a guard spot. Yeah. And Grant, I think, is going to be a massive failure. Massive failure. I mean, just look at the second play of his highlight tape. That's all I'm gonna say. That takes care of itself. I mean, I get it. I understand. I'd like to hear his measurables. You know what I mean? Because in my opinion, looking at the tape and William and Mary, the talent, right? Okay, so this is a caveat. I constantly talk about the FCS, right? But what a lot of people don't know, and I said this, and I don't know if you guys recall, the Mountain West has been constantly recruiting the Big Sky. They've been trying to get the top 10, the top teams out of the Big Sky to move into D1, the Mountain West. It's just never made sense because the Mountain West is so whack and weak. The Big Sky is literally the best conference in FCS, and I think I know. You're gonna clown. I think it's equal. I think it's equal with Mountain West. That's the funny thing about it. That's how low I think of the Mountain West. And again, you're talking to an FCS player that has no problem telling you I didn't have the ability to go to the NFL, right? All those. I'm not clowning myself or anybody in the FCS. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm keeping it real. The talent is different. The talent is very different in the trenches. That's where it really separates as far as FCS to FBS. Skill positions, you're going to find that in abundance. As I don't need to tell you that. Cooper Kupp came from Eastern Washington, the Big Sky. Like, I can go on and on about guys that came from the Big Sky Conference. You know what I'm saying? So
what's the conference that Max came from? That Eastern Michigan,
the MAC conference, MAC, right?
MAC, yeah.
MAC conference. Yeah, guys, you will find skilled players in any division, and I consider DE skilled positions, right? You know what I mean? Like, you'll find those guys anywhere, but the beef and meat, the interior. It's gonna be rare you just find some guys that work out. You know what I'm saying? From them.
I don't know if it's just because I'm a little bit more in tune with it now. But was it just me, or was this draft seem like there was a lot more kids taken from some of these smaller schools? From these off like conferences you don't normally hear of.
Right.
That don't get the attention. So it wasn't just me. I mean, there's been more and more kids being taken from some of these smaller schools, or
it's the measurables.
Known colleges.
It's the measurables. That's why Tommy Mellett's measurables are off the charts. They read as in the Power 5.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They absolutely read Power 5. But it's the Big Sky. That's what I'm saying. It's not. So, right.
But a coach counts on their ability to teach things that are teachable, right? And if they have the measurables, if they're a good teacher and they're able to teach, then they got something, right?
Absolutely, especially if they fit. You know what I mean? Because that's the other thing. People don't. It's okay to not fit the system.
Right.
It's just the way it goes. Like it's not just football; it's any sport. You got to fit the system. Yeah, you got to fit the system. If you don't fit the system, it's just not going to work out. And again, that's why I'm trying to explain to you guys. I'm giving you a preview. I'm not saying Ashton and Janty and Zamir White are the same. What I'm telling you is it's the same running style. You can go look for yourself. Ashton Janty is not a shifty dude. He doesn't run that way. He doesn't run that way. He's a hit it and go guy. He's going to run through you, run over you, or kind of sidestep you. He's not going to run around you. You know what I'm saying? He's not a Basil Tootin or, a Samson or these scat backs that are going to actually just shake you out of your pants. Again, shout out to my guy, LT Lathan Tyler. Bro, a 5'8", 5'7", 165-pound running back out of Diamond Bar that could have went to Alabama. His jersey's retired, all that in California. You could go look him up right now. I'm telling you, his brother played at Kansas State as a defensive back. He could have went to all of that. He ended up at Montana State, blew his knee. I'm just telling you, that's a shifty back. That dude will shake you out of your pants in a phone booth. That's not Ashton Janty.
That's why I can get the comparison of he's the next Barry Sanders. Nowhere near the next Barry
That's
Sanders.
what I'm saying. That's what
Barry Sanders can stop on a dime,
bro. They just be talking, man.
Barry Sanders can run at you, stop
bro.
on a dime, and then go down with real quick. Janty isn't like that. He'll keep going. You have to tackle him because
go look at Ashton Janty's tape, and you tell me he's a good stop and starter running. He's not bad. He's never stopped and started.
He's downhill, bro.
All
he's
day.
Downhill.
And if you do the same thing that you did with Zamir White, which is the same running style, what do you expect to get?
I'm scared of Turf. I'm scared of Turf. Hold on. I'm gonna say that. I'm scared of. Remember that guy? His name was Earl Campbell. You know what he did? He didn't run around you. He ran through you. And how long did his career last?
Bro, he still lives in Texas today, and it ain't good when you see him.
He made some sausage.
Good when you see him.
He made some sausage. That's pretty good. I like the sausage you make. But he didn't run around and avoid you. He ran through you, and his career lasted 4 years, 3 years.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. You got Janty. If he's gonna do that, what's gonna happen?
Well, he can't even walk anymore, right?
No,
No,
he's in a wheelchair.
Well, you think about all those compressions on his spine, the way he was hitting guys, because a lot of those he was putting his head down. I mean,
dude, Earl Campbell that is a legend. That is one of the most violent dudes I've ever seen in my life.
My God, that dude was like
most violent running back I've ever seen in my life. I don't know many others.
Not the word for it. That dude should have been in jail when he did this other player.
Hey, Turf, you'll get this, but saying Earl Campbell in football is like saying Ezra Charles.
I'm afraid that's what I'm afraid, but
yes.
What was that?
Ezra Charles, yes. Oh God, yes.
Arnold says he lasted 8 seasons, so he lasted 1 year less than Jim Brown. Jim Brown made 9.
Was 9 and was the leading rushing guy 8 of those 9 seasons, which you will never ever see in your life ever again.
Because most running backs don't last.
We'll never see nothing.
So I guess that's what Barry. I guess Barry Sanders said, "Man, I'm seeing all this shit. I'm out."
No, he just couldn't win. He was tired of losing. He already told us that. He's just tired of losing.
I agreed, but but still, he's kind of like, if I'm not winning, then fuck
Bingo.
it.
Absolutely.
Right? Why risk my career in life?
Keep my faculties. Yeah, keep my faculties
Barry
and my needs.
Barry Sanders' big issue was he was tired of being the sideshow, basically, because they weren't giving him anything to help him win.
No,
So he was like the main, not so much the sideshow. He was the main attraction. That's what put butts in the seats in that stadium. Was everybody wanted to see him play,
Right.
and the owners didn't want to spend the money to bring in players around him to make them better. That poor bastard made it to one playoff series his entire career, and never got back there again. Now there's very few in the league that I like to see at least win one Super Bowl in their career because I respect them that much. He's one of them. I would have loved to see Dan Marino make it back there at least one time and win it. You know,
Bingo.
It's players like that I think deserve it. I still say to this day, even though he won a Super Bowl, the biggest travesty in the history of the NFL was that Walter Payton makes it to the Super Bowl, wins, and never gets to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
That is absolutely disgusting, and they give it to that fat slob, William the Perry. He scored the touchdown, and Walter Payton doesn't. Tell me how that's right.
That hurt me. The sweetness, what he did for the Chicago Bears, he was basically a one-man team. You know, he did all he could. Got Super Bowl. Great. At least give him that touchdown. That was like,
just to show you how special Barry Sanders was. The year that he rushed for 2,000 yards, right? He had a game where he finished the game with -5 yards and still hit 2,000 yards that season. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was the season he did that. That's how
he also did it.
Kid was.
He also did it in less games, Jeff. He did it in less games than what Ashton Jeanty had.
Way less games. Way less games.
He only played 14 games back then.
Could you imagine if he played in Dallas during his era, like when Emmitt Smith had that offensive line?
No.
Barry Sanders didn't need the offensive line, which is why he was so good in Detroit, even though Detroit's offensive line was not that great then. If you would put him in Dallas with that offensive line, he would have finished probably with close to over 30,000 rushing yards. Nobody would have ever touched that. Nobody.
Yeah, that 2,000 yard year, I think I saw something somewhere. He had like -620 yards in the just running around in the backfield, just because he was trying to find
one game. He finished with negative rushing yards in one game.
One game,
yeah. I broke the 2,000 yard barrier. That just goes to show you how fucking talented that guy was.
Yeah, and that's my thing. The difference between
You're right, where's the flag? He would have too.
Yeah, so they comparing that. The comparison like, oh, we got next Barry Sanders. You guys absolutely goddamn marbles. He's nowhere near Barry Sanders. Nobody can be that. The dude had to run for his life. He had to run around.
And I still disagree
yes, they are. People are saying, the next Barry Sanders. Before he got drafted by the Raiders, the next Barry Sanders come out of college is Jeanty. You cannot compare what he did. Because remember that Barry Sanders played behind the guy from Buffalo, the other running back. Turf, you know he is in Oklahoma State. He played behind him. Yeah. He played behind him, Thurman Thomas. Then he came out. Then he got drafted by Detroit. Then he had to literally O-line was so bad. I think it's probably worse than what we had. He had to run for his life.
Yeah.
And he still got all them yards. Yeah. So he's not the next Barry Sanders.
I mean, that's
like the people that push Jeanty as that generational talent. I'm sorry, Jeanty.
Bro, he's not. Exactly. I've been trying to. Bro, that's the problem. It's so weird that people think that he's a
You know who's a generational talent right now in this league? He just won a Super Bowl. That's who's the generational talent. Exactly.
Right, and you're not going to see him for a long time. You're not going to see him for none of these guys. Omarion, none of these dudes.
No, Saquon is the closest. The unfortunate part for Saquon is he spent those 2 years in the Giants with a shitty ass team, which is why I wasn't big on Jeanty for us to take, because I don't want to see the same situation where same thing we did with Josh Jacobs. We weren't ready for a guy like Josh Jacobs. We didn't have the line set up for him. Look what happened when Saquon got to the Eagles. Eagles were ready for him. If they would have drafted Jeanty last year going into the season, they were good. It would have been fine. That would have been the way they needed to go, was something on that idea. It's just that by the time they got Barkley, he's already got 5 years in the league already. Right. And he's getting his ass whooped in New York with a shitty ass team. Goes to Philly for a season with them. They win the Super Bowl and he gets 2,000 yards rushing. Guess what? That's the way you do it. You know?
Well, and that's kind of my point. My difference with like Zamir White, when someone says that, why don't we just keep Zamir? He's the same guy. The difference is Jeanty finds a spot, makes a decision, and goes. Zamir doesn't do that. He dances like a bitch and freaking gets tackled in the backfield. That's the difference. You know, he makes a choice, and it's hardly ever negative yards, at least in college. If he continues the way that is, the play's drawn up, there's a place open, you roll. You go through, and if you have to...
Back a minute. I just walked out of the room for a minute. Do you say Zamir White dances? He don't dance at all. He's running straight ahead. He don't dance.
No, he just stands there and gets hit. Yeah.
Yeah, he don't dance. Dance is like shoving his feet, moving around, trying to find a hole. He just runs straight ahead. He looking for a nice fat butt to run into. That's what he do. He don't dance. I'm sorry, I was watching the room and I came back in. I heard you say dance.
No, but what I'm saying is Genty, he knows the play, he knows his options. He looks, sees some daylight and has a feel for what's going to be the open lane. And he rolls. And he does it full out. That's the thing. Yeah. You know, that's
the man. Don't tango.
They don't tango.
Yeah, okay. Here comes the giggity stuff. Sees the hole and rolls to it. Yep. As every man should, right? Yeah. Yep. I get you.
Wow, we're coming up on 3 hours. It doesn't feel like 3 hours, does it, Chris?
No.
This has got a great show.
I know that marathon last weekend. This feels like 10 minutes.
It's nice to have Turf in here though too, because it's like
we miss you
lately. So
appreciate that.
Every time.
Well, Turf, you're the one that got me started. You told me on a pull-up show, go ahead and get your YouTube channel started. I was hesitating. And this guy, say, Chris, guess what? What you get a YouTube channel? Like, what the hell? So
what?
That's why I'm here.
Hey,
we appreciate both of you guys.
And
Angelo,
hey, Turf,
Angelo, I love you, man, because I know what? I just love you, man. You got that face. I just love you.
Thanks, Chris.
My big thing on my channel is just trying to promote all you dudes. I tell everybody, go see these guys. You know, you need to, because these dudes know what the hell they're talking about. They're freaking informative. They're fun.
What the hell was that? You just glowed green. Would you just turn into the Hulk?
Yeah, what the hell happened?
Wait, what?
I was looking down at the bottom's camera, and all of a sudden I saw something green flash. I'm like, what the fuck?
Shit.
What the hell was that?
Didn't look green to me. I'm just saying that when I go live, I throw you guys' names out like freaking quality hookers. So
call escorts. Say quality
escorts. Yeah.
Give a proper name.
I'm just saying, I know the dudes that are freaking good dudes, and that's what I throw out there. And I tell all the people that come see me, I tell them about you guys. So I appreciate y'all, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
And you guys helped me on my start on this, so I appreciate y'all.
Then why don't I have your channel? I have a wrench. Everybody else does. I don't have a wrench on your channel. Why is that?
Oh, ask yourself that question again, Chris.
I did. I don't have a wrench. I don't care about all that. Anyway.
Just ask it twice.
Yeah, I don't worry about that. So what?
I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw it yesterday. Angelo, did you send that to me? Maybe you did.
Yeah,
about
it was
about the rivalry uniform.
Yeah. So they already started it with, I think it's the NFC.
Yeah, NFC East and AFC
East. Yeah. So basically, the
NFC West, AFC East.
That's what it is. NFC West and AFC East. But it's they're going to pick certain ones. I don't know when the Raider ones will come, but basically your rivalry games, you're going to have like a specialty uniform against each other on your rivalry games. I mean, just merchandising, which is going to be cool. I want to see what they got, you know?
I want that all black shit, dude. Just it out, bro.
I like the black helmet that they keep putting out there. I wish they would wear that shit. That looks nice. You seen it, Turf?
Yeah,
all black.
Black pants.
Everybody, black visors, freaking. Let's roll. Let's go.
Black helmets,
All of it. Can I ask a question right quick? Ask do you agree with this or not? Me and Jeff agree with this. Black Friday should be a Raider game in Las Vegas every year. What do you think?
I like it.
I think it should be.
I like it. I mean,
count me in.
Somebody was asking you, Turf, do you think Genty will be an elite back?
Yeah, I did see that. Arnold Olorvita.
Oh, right.
I think he will have elite years. You know what I mean? I think he has let me put it this way. He has the potential to have elite years, but a generational talent like a Saquon Barkley, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think he comes close to that. I think you guys, I was just going to say, I think you guys see a false reality because it's the Mountain West. And you know what I'm saying? His style and how he had the ability to break those tackles, which won't be the case in the NFL. He'll break tackles. It just, you got to remember, it's the NFL. They gang tackle. And like you said, if you don't think that the NFL is going to game for him,
too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you don't, if you think Penn State game for him, trust me, the NFL can game for him.
I didn't.
You know what I mean? So
I didn't see that, Tony.
And I think what Turf is trying to say too, guys, is there's a difference between generational talent, and we don't even know where Saquon will end up. But I think when he says generational, we're talking about like Walter Payton, Marcus Allen, right? Like generational versus I think Turf, you're trying to say Genty will be good, but you're probably closer to Marshawn Lynch good.
Correct.
Because you wouldn't call Marshawn Lynch generational, even though we love him, but he's not a generational talent.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch had, I think, 5,000-yard seasons, and then the other ones were okay.
Generational talent doesn't happen until you step your foot on the first game in the NFL and you do something.
Well, General Child's got to go. You got to have a good 3 years at least minimum. You got to do this 4 years, 3 years, 4 years. Then that's general talent. You can't be out of college and your first game on the first play you break for 8-yard touchdown run. Oh, that's generational. Does that? A lot of
anybody that watched Barry Sanders when he was in college, you knew he was something special.
You knew right there. You saw it.
And that's my point. Janty is not that. Janty is not Barry Sanders in college.
Well, you knew Sanders should be something, but once it was a matter of you're like, okay, now what's he going to do with the NFL? Then he showed it. And then we're like, damn, we were right.
Yeah. But we knew it because it was the same thing he did in college. Janty's not going to do the same thing he did in college because of the style.
But Turf, we don't know. We just don't know.
We do. We do.
We just don't.
We don't have to. You want to know why we know? For one, even with our draft picks and etc. Right? See, this is where I got to bring people back down to reality. We get it. Thornton's going to take this is where Thornton's going to take the top off, right? All that good stuff. They can game plan for this, and it's easy peasy. Seriously, guys, it's easy peasy.
No,
we don't have the team to threaten a great defense, even a good defense right now, that would worry about an Ashton Janty or anybody in our backfield for that matter. It's just not there. It's not there.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels a generational talent?
Jaden Daniels. Yes. Oh, 100%. I think he's already started his. Yes, I think he's going to 100% be
quarterback
a
position. Oh yeah.
How about CJ
Daniels?
Stroud? How about CJ
Stroud? I'm not going to say he's a generational talent, but I think he's going to be elite. He's going to be elite.
Serious. Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'll tell you who I don't is a generational quarterback, and I love the kid. two of them actually, Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. Mahomes, yes.
Nah,
I
I ain't with you. Nah, I ain't with you on that one. Joe Burrow is a generational talent. Joe Burrow is a generational talent.
Yeah, but what's he done now? Another situation.
Joe Burrow is a generation. It's not on him. That he is being mismanaged. It's the Bengals, dude. When's the last time the Bengals won a Super Bowl?
When's the last time
they ever did? They ever did. They never did.
That's what I'm trying to explain. That's what I'm trying to explain to Jeff.
See, do you agree on Mahomes, though? Do you think Mahomes is?
100% Mahomes is a generational talent.
Well, at least we agree
but
on
here's
that.
the thing. Here's the thing,
I hate to say it, and it pains me to say it. I mean, you just watch that kid. You watch Mahomes do what he does out on the field. I mean, he does stuff that other quarterbacks just don't do. Like sometimes he just pulls plays out of his ass, along with his butt.
Bro, Rosetown, you are right. Yeah, Rosetown, you're right, but it's not Joe. It's not Joe Burrow's fault. I'm sorry. Yeah. Joe Burrow is Dan Marino to me, bro.
If you put Andy Reid,
Joe Burrow is Dan Marino to me. I mean, he's my everything, bro. I ain't gonna. Y'all, I don't know if y'all don't know. Joe Burrow is that dude.
I like that.
Joe Burrow with Andy Reid. He probably won about 2 Super Bowls, but now 3. You know, it's that what they.
It ain't his fault, bro. Just like it wasn't Marino's fault. It ain't his fault, bro. Joe Burrow is that guy, bro. I don't know what y'all be watching, but I'm saying, bro, I ain't no LSU fan. I ain't no Bengals fan. I'm just telling you that dude is.
Joe Burrow is.
So hey, you want to know who? You want to know how I want to equate this? And this is where me and Angelo we start getting into our love romance. Bro, you know what? Joe Burrow is Chris Eubanks Sr., bro. That aura, that dude, that is Joe Burrow, bro.
Yeah,
y'all are crazy if y'all don't think Joe Burrow is that dude.
Joe Burrow's a freaking stud.
Yeah, no, the thing about Joe Burrow too is he figures out ways to win with the talent that he already has.
Bro,
so he's got the physical talents on top of the mental capacity. Like he's got that coldness to.
I think he had the best stats this year.
Yeah, no, he did. He was the best
he had like 5,000 yards.
Bro,
y'all crazy, bro. Y'all don't think Joe Burrow is.
A couple years ago, he got sacked in that playoff game, 9 times, and still pulled the game out and won it. So
Joe Burrow is that dude, bro.
Quarterback do that.
My guy, bro. That's my guy.
I'll tell you how cold he is too. Is Turf, you saw this game where I think it was against the Ravens, I want to say, but it was a game where it was very winnable. He gets a face mask while he was trying to in the red zone, and he didn't say shit. He just got, and people even pointed it to him like, hey, the referee didn't call it, blah, blah. And he's like,
he don't complain. He don't cry. Joe Burrow.
He's like, this is a Ravens-Bengals game. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Exactly.
Right. So, and the thing is, the dude had I want to say he had a 550-yard game. Like, and they lost by 1. You know, it's just like, are you shitting me?
Like I said, what was the game Turf he had a couple years ago, a few years back, where he got sacked 9 times? I forgot.
Yeah, that was it.
He still won the game. He
still won the game, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's similar to like Brady when it comes to like, if you give me the ball with a chance to win with any time on the clock, I'm probably going to beat you. You know, that type of guy. You know what I mean? He's that dude, you know?
Oh, like Joe Montana would do?
Yeah, like Montana, like freaking, you know, like Brady would do. You give him any time, he's going to beat you at the end.
I still remember, I forget who it was that was describing it, but when the 49ers was a playoff game and they're in the huddle and they're in the fourth quarter. They got like a minute and change left, and they need to score to win. And they're in the huddle, and out of nowhere, they were talking about why they called him Joe Cool, because he's sitting there and he's getting ready to call a play, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere in the huddle, he looks over and goes, "Hey, look, John Candy's sitting over there." And they look over. The rest of the guys in the huddle look over, and there's John Candy sitting in the front row or whatever. Calls the play, goes out there, and boom! Next thing you know, they march down the field, score a touchdown. They're like, that's how That's how composed the guy was.
How
pressure didn't get to him. You know,
that's called composure. That's composure. That's getting everybody freaking back down to field level. You know what I mean? That's what that is. That's freaking leadership. That's freaking amazing, dude. I mean, that's leadership shit. You know, there were several times.
Maybe a crybaby and a LeBron kind of player for the NFL.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. I mean, he's still, when you think you've got him, he still pulls something out and he still gets the first down or he gets the touchdown. And it's like we just can't get the best of that fucker. You know, even when we had 5 sacks on him, we still fucking lost the game.
Yeah.
You know,
I hate
he's a guy. He's that magician. He's that magician on the field. He's one of the guys that pull a rabbit out of a hat real quick before you know it. You know, look this way. Oh, here's a rabbit over here. He's one of those guys that would just make a play. He's a playmaker.
Yes,
that's what he is. Mahomes a playmaker. You know, if the play breaks down, if he's getting rushed, he'll find a way because that one thing gets arranged. He had that little show pass to that receiver. I forgot his name. He don't even play for him no more. A little show pass receiver to get touchdowns. Like, you look at like, what the fuck was that? It wasn't a design play. He just makes plays happen.
Yeah. I mean, we all can't stand the Chiefs. We can't stand the Broncos. Can't stand the Chargers, Steelers.
I can't stand nobody. I can't stand you, Turf, Angelo, or Jim. I can't stand any of them. I love the Raiders, though.
Exactly. But the thing about it is, if Mahomes is a great leader of his team, you know, they follow him and he is the best player on that team. They follow him, and that makes a huge difference. And I'm pretty sure Turf can tell you how big that is when a dude is that good and everyone follows him.
That's a good point. That's one thing we lack. We had a great defensive. We have a great defensive leader, Max Crosby. Leads the defense. He's a great leader. The guys follow him. They love him. We didn't have a leader on offense. We never none of the quarterbacks. None of them did. Carr was a leader, but he wasn't a true leader. I mean, the man, you know, he just did, but we never had a true leader. Now, I think now we have a true leader now in Geno Smith. He might lead the offense a little better than what we've been having. But
Rosetown is right in terms of Mahomes and just Kansas City in general. The real thing that's there, in all honesty, his name is Andy Reid, period. And when Andy Reid leaves, I don't care what's at Kansas City. It's absolutely going to feel that every which way till Sunday. I don't care who they bring in. Because Andy Reid.
You ever seen a building with dynamite in the bottom of it? That's what's going to happen when Andy Reid leaves.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yep. So
all of
it. Can you imagine if Andy Reid was with Joe Burrow? Can you imagine what would happen?
Oh, shit.
They probably had 3 Super Bowls by now.
Yeah.
3?
Andy Reid in Kansas City with Burrow, yes. But in Cincinnati, they're cheap. They ain't gonna give freaking Andy the money.
I'm just like Andy Reid is a genius. He is an absolute
he's a freaking stud, bro.
I study his offense and it's crazy.
I hate to be freaking praising on Andy Reid and freaking Mahomes.
Oh, I hope that's who takes over for coach of KC when Andy Reid leaves, because we'll have a
no, we need him to leave now. I don't want Spags to take over. I want him to go somewhere else. He's another reason why we ain't winning.
He sucks. He's not.
He needs to go somewhere. Yeah, he's a good defensive coordinator. He's a great defensive coordinator.
According to a commercial,
not a good head coach.
According to a commercial I saw, Andy Reid's a hand. He's a hand model, like a male hand model.
Yeah, Spags was his coaching. His head coach thing was like, but as a defensive coordinator, he's awesome.
Well, somebody came in the show last night and they were talking shit about how good the Chiefs were and everything. And I made the comment of, I'm like, not for nothing. If it wasn't for your defense last year, you guys never would have made the playoffs or the Super Bowl. I said that's the only reason you guys were even made it as far as you did, because your offense was trash. The defense, if they played as bad as they have in the past, they wouldn't have gotten shit. Last year was their offense that slacked, and their defense stepped up for them, and that's what kept them in games.
I wish I had the stats. I actually had it written down at one point. The Kansas City Chiefs average offensive production last year, I think they only scored over 33 times.
Wow.
Well, it's more than what we did. We didn't score 30 at all.
No, you're right. Yeah, absolutely.
We haven't seen 30 points since that Charger game a couple of years ago. So, yeah.
Dixon says Andy Reid is a chili cheeseburger away from retirement.
Hey, who is that? Bro, we used to have a guy, bro. Where's Stryker? Anybody remember Stryker?
No.
That sounds like a Stryker comment, bro. I miss that guy, bro. Stryker used to kill Andy Reid. He used to have all kind of jokes on. Why can't nobody knows who I'm talking about? Come on, chat. Somebody's got to remember Stryker. Strike Vader. Somebody's got to remember.
I might have seen the name, but I don't know how long ago.
He used to come with the crazy joints for Andy Reid when it came to those kind of deals. Man, I know I'm not going crazy. Man,
Andy Reid did have a medical issue a couple years ago, didn't he? Where everybody was kind of like, "Oh shit, that sucks for him, but that's great for us."
The diabetes.
Matter of fact, all the coaches in the FC West, I don't think Sean Payton has one, but most of the coaches, Andy Reid and Harbaugh has medical issues. The eldest coaches, guess who it is? It's Pete Carroll, the oldest one.
He has the four of them.
He has the best health record.
He's the oldest.
With all the coaches. He's the oldest
Pete Carroll, 73. Holy shit, I'm not sure I'm going to make it to 73.
74.
Holy shit, dude.
Did you watch yesterday? Yesterday, Pete Carroll's out of throwing balls to the guys that are running around.
He's like, yeah, fuck it. I'm in.
That's how he get down, though. Yeah, that's how Pete get down.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit I like about this team, is that.
Oh, yeah.
That shit right there. And people are like, yeah, well, we're going to get 2 years out of him. Shit, we don't know. Hell, Marv Levy at the Bills was there till he was like, 83? Until he finally said, I can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean.
You got to remember, too, 70, what's he, 72? 73. 73 nowadays is not the same 73 it was 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah, for sure.
Health-wise, they're people a little bit more subconscious about about what they put in their body and everything. And Pete Carroll definitely comes off as one of those guys that takes care of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, hold on. I might have more gray hair total than that dude. And I'm 54. I'm just saying.
I got more gray hair than everybody on this panel, including Jeff.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Chris,
this is all gray. I let
you see this?
I grow a full beard. My full beard is gray.
Do you see this? All this? That's since I was 35. So come on now.
35.
me and you are the same then, because y'all don't. All you gotta do is go back to a few videos. Go back to a few videos. I'm as white as it gets.
Hey, you call it?
Wait. I'm the oldest one on this panel, and I had more gray hair than all three of you guys combined. Angelo, I can't see his hair if it's gray or not, but yeah, you guys, I got you beat. That's one thing I can win in life. I'm the oldest, and I got the most gray hair.
Yeah, but I don't have any hair on my balls, so I can't.
The elder is above. The elder is above. And then Angelo's sitting there going, well.
Angelo's clean shaven. We don't know how much gray he got.
You're talking about my hair?
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, there's a little bit of hair.
No. I'll be 55 in 17 days.
Oh wow. That's what's up, man.
That's all as dirt.
I'll be 55.
Double
and I'll have
nickels,
a
baby.
grandson
Congratulations.
probably by then too.
Mhm.
I'll have my first
Double nickel.
grandson next
Double
couple
nickel.
weeks.
What day?
Double
So
nickel.
what day is that? I'm gonna actually go live for that day. What day? Is it?
It's May 20th. My wife and I both have the same birthday.
Something just popped up May 20th.
write
My
that
son is getting his ID. My son is getting an ID May 20th. Because
My
yeah,
wife and
you
I
gotta
were
have
both
it.
born on May 20th, 1970. I'm 4 hours older than my wife.
May 20th
Oh, wow.
is Jeff's freaking double nickel. I'm gonna go live just for
My grandson could
double
possibly be born on that day because he's due the 17th.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
And my daughter's
That's gonna be
birthday is
big.
the 18th of May.
Jeff,
Hey, so I don't know if y'all know, man.
I'm doing
Go
a
ahead.
live on the 20th of May, no question, for Jeff's double nickel. That's happening.
So hey,
I
I
will
think
be
it's
there.
17 and up
It's
now,
gonna
right?
be a Jeff roast. Just a Jeff roast.
Wait.
So
Double
Yeah,
nickel.
you say you 4 hours older than your wife? I mean, 4. You older than your wife about 4 hours?
Yeah. Same day, same year, May 20th,
Oh, that's
1970.
awesome, man. So basically, you're a cradle robber, huh? Just taking them young, huh?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yep. Shotgun wedding. Shotgun wedding. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not stupid. I'll never forget her birthday. Who's the smart one out of the group?
You're right.
Hey,
Exactly.
You're right. You'll never have that problem ever again.
Yeah.
Nope.
That shit's
Turf, what
funny.
were you saying about 17?
Huh?
Turf was saying something about
I'm about 17.
Oh yeah, you need a ID now to fly. Just the FYI.
really.
You're talking about the
Everybody's
real.
got that.
He's talking about the
Oh,
real
yeah,
ID.
you gotta have
You
the
guys
real
don't have
ID.
it.
Yeah, you need to have that real
Yeah,
ID
yeah.
because my son is 17 and we got to go get him an ID before he can fly anywhere. Anywhere. So
Yeah.
And if you
that
have the real
FYI.
ID, you don't need a passport, right?
no, you do
I'd
if you're
still,
gonna
I'd
go
still bring a
somewhere.
passport,
Yeah.
Jeff.
You're gonna go
Yeah,
somewhere
yeah,
outside of the country. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go
But
outside of the
before-
country, 100%. Yes.
Before you can go to Mexico, right? Like anytime you want to back in the day, but now you can't go to Tijuana without a passport.
Nope.
And
Can't walk across the border no
ID,
more like that.
The real ID, yeah, that's in California for the past 5 years. Like, yeah.
Yeah, when we went, the wife and I went to Cancun in 2012, we had passports. I went to Tijuana back in the 80s when I was a kid.
You didn't
and we
need a
just walked
passport.
across the
No,
border.
you didn't.
Exactly.
No,
I
you
did that all through college, bro. I did that.
Yeah, in Canada too, because we've gone up to New Hampshire with the
Same
kids, and we
thing.
drove up and through Canada.
Never needed
and came
a-
right back.
Never needed a passport. Yeah.
Yep, just went through the checkpoint. Yeah, good. So
Yep.
yeah, keep going.
Went
Enjoy
to
racing.
Toronto for basically the best, in my opinion, the best West Indian festival on the planet, which is called Caravana in Toronto, Canada. I did that 2-3 years in a row with my boy Kiki Kenyatta Morgan.
Go to the strip
Tried that.
clubs up there too, because I hear they're pretty.
I went to everything up there, bro. Like I say, my boy Kiki, he got drafted by the Packers as a kick returner. I don't think he played, but he got drafted. But I followed him all over after college at Montana State. I knew I was done. He was done, but he started the semi and all over the place. So I went to Toronto and I didn't need a passport. And then, like I say, in college in San Diego, I went every weekend. I was in TJ. Right? It was called Club Excess. $10, all you could drink.
Oh, I've never been
Yep.
there. I just know friends of mine that have gone.
Oh,
up there.
no, I did this
for bachelor parties.
I lived this every weekend from 93 to 95. Yes, there is a such thing as a donkey show. Yes. Yep. I saw stuff that don't exist today.
That's what,
I do.
Barrett Robbins ended up before the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Hey,
Dude, I'm telling y'all, that Tijuana stuff is real. I'm letting y'all know. I'm in my mama's house right now. I'm letting y'all know that Tijuana stuff is real.
Too.
And Tony Sheffield, I have some backstory from Tijuana. I got some backstory from Tijuana, but I cannot say this on this channel. You have to get a private channel because YouTube will ban this completely. I got a lot of backstory from Tijuana.
Tijuana's no joke. I'm just saying.
TJ is crazy, bro.
San Diego, Tijuana, I lived there. I lived in LA, but San Diego and Tijuana was my second home.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, there were gangsters that you couldn't drag across the border. Couldn't drag them across the border. They would not go to TJ. They were so afraid of going to jail.
No,
the gangsters in San Diego, the Bloods, the Crips, the real ones, they will not cross that border, bro. Not in the 90s.
Bro, I'm not
going
in
the early 90s.
80s or 90s. They would not
do it, bro.
Right?
Wouldn't do it.
They wouldn't last over there.
Oh,
they would make it back.
No, I'm sure they would last. They just was too scared. They're gangsters. Like they wouldn't
like,
go.
no,
I'm just telling you, they wouldn't go.
But
they wouldn't go.
You can get anything in Tijuana.
A green at absolutely, bro. No, drugs, everything. It's all legal. You can get any drug you need. Penicillin, anything you gotta get a prescription here for. All of it.
Just go get
totally open in Mexico.
Yeah.
The thing is, the like San Diego, like the lower half of San Diego, they're like, no, we're not going in. We're not going in there.
Right.
And we would just roll in there hot and go, hey, sweet, and we're a bunch and we're a bunch of military dudes, so we knew we couldn't do drugs, right?
There you go.
Were you in National City a lot?
What's that?
National City.
National City.
That's where the base was, wasn't it?
One of
What's
them.
That? North
National
Island.
City. National City down in the lower half of San Diego.
Yeah. But North Island's where we probably left to head down to Tijuana from. North Island.
Well, Brent, what were you? What military were you?
Navy.
Navy. Yep, that's there you go. So you and Leo. Leo's Navy too. Our guy Leo from TRS. You know Leo. Yeah, you know Cheeto.
Yeah, that'd be Navman.
Yeah, I get it now. That's what's up. Okay, yeah, I get it now. Yeah.
So
I didn't know you were military. That's dope.
But we went down to North Island all the time. That's where we caught the aircraft carrier when we went on deployments. But we'd always have a few days where we had opportunities to do things.
Right.
Before that.
Bro.
And
so hey, I got
but we knew once we got underway, a drug test was gonna happen.
Bro, I got junior college stories for I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off. Keep going, man.
No. I got junior college for you too, stories, but baseball. But
your baseball guy. Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure our stories are a lot the same. Trust me.
Pretty much all our stories are the same because basically you go to TJ for one reason and one reason only.
I was married now.
Hey, I said one reason. I didn't say what that reason was. But basically we know why we crossed the border to go to TJ. There's a reason behind that. Why we go to TJ? It's for a reason.
But the boys I was with was not married, and they said, let's bring the married dude because the married dude attracts the bitches.
Right.
Right. So yeah, that's pretty much what it was. And yeah. Anyway, there were good times and bad times in TJ. So we call it TJ.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's been called TJ since the day I've ever knew about it.
We just call it TJ. It's like, hey, don't go to TJ.
It's been called TJ since the day I set foot in San Diego as a.
You can say we're having a TJ is a travesty, so you gotta make sure,
bro.
Well, when they said go to TJ, what do you think I said?
You gotta go TJ with about 2 or 3 escape plans because you just walk in, walk out.
Right.
You got like 2 or 3 escape plans. Against this go wrong, you gotta figure a way. We gotta get out of here. There's one thing you want to get caught. One thing you want to do is have a pocket full of money and get caught by the cops.
Right.
I'm dragging dudes. I'm dragging my shipmates from the Navy. I'm just dragging them out. I'm like, let's go. You guys freaking out of hand. Let's freaking go. This is out of hand. Let's go. I was that guy back then. I wouldn't be that guy now. I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, man.
So
by the way, I don't know you. Because
So another wild, yeah.
If you choose to do not what I'm saying, then I don't know you. And if they say, "Do you know this guy?" I'm like, "I've never seen him before in my life."
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Did he write down with you? I don't know who he is.
Right.
You do that shit to me at 54 years old? Hell no. I'm like,
right.
I don't know who that is. I'll be like, get pasta.
Bro, TJ is wild, bro.
TJ is a trip.
I don't think it's like it was back in the 90s and 80s turbo.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. No,
but back in the day, it was wild. It was basically the wild west down there.
Hey, see where Rose Town.
You go down there, you don't know what's gonna happen when you get down there. You got intent to go. I'm gonna go to TJ and buy this nice days for my mom because it's pretty down there. Yeah, you can buy all kind of stuff. Stuff you shouldn't have here.
Rosetown always wants me to tell a joke.
Rosetown.
No,
tell a joke.
No, this one won't be as bad. I'll tell the same joke.
Oh wow, Yaya in the biz. Yaya in the building. I ain't seen you in a while, my guy. Appreciate you for coming through, man. Hope you enjoying the show. I know you got it right now, right? That's my shit. That's my shit.
I can't get the chat because I thought I was I'm on the wrong channel, but anyway. Chris had enough.
But hey, what I was saying, so military guys. So again, you guys, I don't know if people know or not. I am one of these green kids from the Northeast, little town outside of Hartford, Connecticut, right? So I went from Hartford, Connecticut to San Diego at the age of 18.
Oh, shit.
Literally overnight, if you can think about it. So, and my roommates in college, my very first year in college, I had a roommate, 26-year-old Jay in the Army, and a roommate, 30 years old, Rich in the Navy. And they were both freshmen just like me. I swear to God, I did, right? Man, you 54. I know you. This was San Diego. I mean, this was all junior. This wasn't just my junior college. This was all the junior colleges. Like, people got in where they fit in, man. And I will never forget, for as long as I live, we had a kid named Kendall. I'm just gonna say his name was Kendall because it's his real first name.
Just stay there.
He was the Navy SEAL. So I'm just for the Navy SEALs. This is the 90s, early 90s, 93, 94. I will never forget going to this man's house one time. I would never, ever set foot in that man's house ever again in my life. I've never seen such a gun show that was hidden ever in my life. I didn't care. I didn't care where the man was. If you just said produce a gun, he would find it out of nowhere. I don't think y'all understand.
I do.
It didn't matter where he was. If I said, Kendall, get us a gun, it would just come out of anywhere.
Schwack.
Anywhere in his house. Anywhere in his house. It didn't matter. And it was one of those things he was testing us. He's the one that taught me about froggers. This is military people know this stuff. And going through and becoming a Navy SEAL. He became my second or third string fullback, which was wild to us because Kendall could have killed all of us at one point in time.
I was
it was the wild, and we all knew this. Like, I don't think people in that mix of military and college and football, it was wild because that is normal across the board in San Diego, California, Southern, across the board. And I don't know if it's as prevalent as it is today, but back in our day, Navman in our day, I'm telling you, the mix was wild. And I'm telling you, Kendall, he was a bodyguard for freaking Whitney Houston.
Oh, was
he was a bodyguard for Whitney Houston at one point in his life.
That's freaking
He was
awesome.
another guy that, bro, you get every walk of life in junior college back in the early 90s. I'm talking every walk of life. My roommate was 30 years old.
Yeah,
I swear to God, you can't make it up.
I had a cousin that was stationed in Camp Building. He lived in Oceanside. And I was like, but 17 years old. Go down to his house, right? You know, I think of it.
80 years ago.
Guns. This man had a gun, at least 5 or 6 guns in every room with 3-bedroom apartment.
Everywhere.
House,
everywhere.
On the wall. He had guns. I gotta say, at least had 40 guns in this house. Like, dude, we getting ready for war? He says, yeah, just in case somebody break in.
Just in case.
I said, dude, ain't nobody gonna break your house with all these damn guns.
Not me. I don't have a 50 cal mounted to the top of my shop. I do not.
I had one too. I didn't see it. I didn't go in the garage.
Bro, I will never forget Kendall's house for as long as I live. I will never forget that for as long as I live. I was like, man, I am around some of the dangerous, most wild people on the planet. On the planet.
It is what
That's
it
junior
is.
college. Junior college, bro. That was junior college in the early 90s. I had like 3 to 5 teammates with ankle bracelets, halfway houses.
Damn.
I swear to God, you can't make this up. It was wild, bro. It was wild. Junior college was wild.
Turp, would you believe me if I told you I do not have a gun within my arm length right now?
No, you're a Navy guy. No.
Okay. Just saying.
No. That's like asking a Texan if they don't own a gun, dude.
I know I do. It's right here. My hand's on it right now.
People crack up. I don't own a gun. I don't own a gun. People crack up, and I'm like, bro.
Shit,
man,
there's one.
All I gotta do is go cuckoo, cuckoo, like the whole neighborhood, everybody in Texas owns guns. I don't need a gun.
Hey, here's the thing. I live in Tennessee in the Smoky Mountains. So the thing
you got to deal with animals. You got to have a gun.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. My wife's
a
ambassador for a hiking club. They do the Appalachian Trail, and they do all.
You got to have a gun. You got to have a gun.
And she's strapped all the time, right?
You have to.
And I tell a lot of people, I'm like, I'm not the one you need to worry about, because I've trained her that if she pulls that thing out of the holster, she empties it. There's no.
You pull a gun out, you're supposed to use it. They know, like.
Yeah. So if I pull it out for a person, I might show it to you first, but my wife is instructed not to do that. If she decides it comes out, she empties it. It's that simple. If she gets to that point, she needs to empty the damn thing, and throw another one in and empty that one. For me, I might show that shit to you and say, I think this is a bad idea. She's not going to do that. She's more dangerous than I am. There's no question.
That's wild, bro.
So,
hey, Ron, is Ron from Montana? I keep seeing Ron's comments. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt and jump in, but y'all know
we have
my
bears.
Montana boy. I guess I'm an honorary Montana boy at this point.
Well, guess what?
There for 5 years, so
we finna get more Montana.
He is. Look at him, right? So I don't know if Ron. Do you know I played for both? I played for Montana. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying because he might know people I know. Like real talk, he might know people I know. It was 95 to 2000, and was when I was in Bozeman after I graduated in 2000. So
and we're thinking to get more. And we're thinking to get more Montana fans in the Raider Nation.
It's going to be a drove of them with Tommy. But I don't think y'all understand. Everybody I know, they all like, I guess we getting jerseys. Like, I don't think y'all understand what y'all about to deal with. This Montana State, it's real. Like, it's real. Bro, it's a different situation. I've been trying to tell people for the longest the Montana State rivalry. I'm telling you, it eclipses a lot of the D1 school rivalries. Nobody, bro.
I don't disagree. I don't.
You can go back. Where are you from, Nav man? Cali.
Oh, I'm in Tennessee. I'm in Sevierville.
Oh
Tennessee.
yeah, that's right. You did say that. You said Tennessee. That's right.
So I'm right on the foothills of Smokies. So
yeah,
if you
that's right.
The Blue Ridge Mountains go this way, the Smokies go this way. I'm right in the corner of it on the river, and then the lake is right behind it. So I'm 2 miles from the boat launch to Douglas Lake.
Wow. All right.
So
Ron, are you subscribed to my channel? Who is Ron's guy? Where you come from, Ron? Because you should be my guy. If you're Montana, you better be. This is where Ron coming from.
Ron's firing some good shit, man.
He is, and he has been. So what do I need? Where are you from in Montana? Because I can really.
His avatar is a buck's upper body mounted on a wall.
Yeah,
bro. Like buck. The thing's huge,
bro. So the thing about Montana, I had a mansion, and when I say man, it's past the man. It's in the state. He's Butte, so he's where Touchdown Tommy's from, bro. Were you on the show the other night when I was trying to tell everybody that if you really want to go to a St. Patrick's Day parade or a party, it's in Butte, Montana. There's no other place on the planet you want to go for St. Patty's.
I remember you talking about it.
Yeah, that's Butte. Like I've been to Butte on several occasions just for that.
Yeah, he said yes to that.
So yeah, so
okay,
but where were we at with it when it came to?
He actually.
I can't believe. What channel Ron's on? Because he's on your channel.
I don't know who's. He's not on mine. I don't think.
He actually, when I click on him in YouTube, it actually shows channel activity. So does he have a channel?
Rose sounds like that's your guy. Yeah, Ron is my dude, bro. I'm pretty sure, bro. I know Tommy's family too. Like, I mean, shoot. So Ron, I don't know if you. Well, obviously you keep up with the Bobcats. So I played with Josh Perkins. So the Perk was. So for the people that don't know, my boy Josh that I played with, he's got 3 sons. 2 of them are twins. And they're all offensive linemen on Montana State. They all born and raised in Bozeman. Josh is from Compton. Josh is born and raised Compton, California. Or excuse me, Inglewood. My bad. Inglewood. We had another. Yeah, he's from Inglewood, California. Josh he's the mayor of Bozeman right now. Yeah. See, look at him. He said, damn right, I know Perk. So that's what I'm trying to say. That's my guy. He's a Raider.
Hey, so put your link in
another thing about Perk and I. Perk and I.
And so
my link. Yeah. So Perk and I. So I'm about to give Ron a pick here right now. Perk and I. We go to the first game of the year for the Raiders. We go to the first home game. Actually, we done started all kind of traditions. But long story short, Perk and I go to the first Raider game. It could be an away game. It could be a home game. We don't even care. We go to the opener every year. And he's got twins and a younger son of those, below those twins. And all 3 of them got full rides to Montana State University. One of them, he broke his leg his senior year. He still should get a shot at, you know what I'm saying? He didn't get undrafted or anything. We hoping something can happen for him. But long story short, he is a legend himself. A kid from Inglewood, out of the gutter, guys. A guy that nobody expected, right? And this kid is living the most crazy life, bro. Perk is living the most crazy. Ron knows what I'm talking about. Perk is that dude, bro. He's that guy in Montana. And touchdown Tommy, bro. Y'all gonna hear about this till he's not on the team no more. And I'm telling y'all right now, if touchdown Tommy starts popping for the Raiders, y'all gonna get tired of turf. This is gonna be wild. Y'all gonna get tired of Montana State. I don't like. So we probably had just as many, if not more, North Dakota State people at that Frisk game. The game is always in Frisco, Texas, which is north of Dallas. If you don't know, the FCS championship game. And North Dakota, they just so happen to like dominate for the last 12, 13 years. You know what I'm saying? But touchdown Tommy is absolutely earning a spot. He's going nowhere. I can assure you that. And I'm
Tommy in a spot. Yeah, for
and
sure.
The truth is, I think that Cam Miller gets that practice squad quarterback spot. Real talk. That's what my projection is for Cam Miller.
Yep.
You don't think he's going to beat out Bradley?
Yeah,
No.
he's going to.
No, he'll beat out Bradley for the.
Bradley,
I don't think anybody's beating out AOC though for that backup behind Gino.
No, so I think it's going to be Gino, obviously number one, AOC 2.
Yep.
I'm thinking
Miller
you're
3.
saying touchdown Tommy is the third quarterback?
I mean, no.
Wide receiver is what he was.
No.
You got to remember, we're only going to have 2. They only give you 2. You don't get that third one like we used to get, right? Remember, that's done.
What are you saying? Miller's going to be the practice squad kid?
No, you get listed an emergency quarterback now is what happens. You get listed an emergency quarterback.
Millet was listed as a wide receiver, drafted as a wide receiver.
We drafted him as a wide receiver.
Correct.
Yeah, where it helps the Raiders with touchdown Tommy is that they'll carry 2, which we know will be Gino and Aiden O'Connell, and then touchdown Tommy will be in the team anyways as whatever wide receiver, right? But if something were, God forbid, were to happen to both quarterbacks,
we'll send you more talent,
then you'll have touchdown Tommy to be able to take over. The only thing I'll say, Turf, is I think Cam Miller might get. I'm telling you, man.
Hey,
if you give Malik Williams a real shot,
No, well, and to be honest, you see Hit Boy Radio, bro. He thinks that Cam beats out AOC, and I'm not against that because I watch Cam close up, front and personal. Bro, dude, that's that dude, bro. He won a chip. He's gonna
have to do something crazy and can't, is what I'm saying, to make that happen. And I won't be against it if he does. If he's that
I seriously
guy,
think Bradley's odd man out, unfortunately, but what are you gonna do?
Bradley is the odd man out based on what they've just done.
He's not gonna win your team. I don't think he's gonna make it.
Right.
Because all the quarterback injuries we had last year was they going down. They went and signed Ritter. They didn't bring Bradley in. And Bradley wasn't even hurt. They didn't even bring him in at all. So
well, that brings up another question. What the hell? Trey Taylor, that little simple thing that happened with him, he was the best corner in NCAA out of Air Force last year, and he never even touched it.
He was a safety. He wasn't a quarterback. He was a safety. He did play a couple. He did play in a couple of games, but they really didn't do anything with him. But he was a defensive back safety.
I'm not sure exactly where that's going to fall either. You know what I mean? As far as is they going to give him an opportunity?
Well, that's his
chance.
That's what's called competition. That's why Pete Carroll brought the safeties in. They're gonna see what he got. If you don't have what it takes to play the Pete Carroll, Patrick Graham system, they're gonna let him go. Because remember that Patrick Graham didn't really have a lot of decisions drafting none of these players. I don't think he did. I think it was all just a let's go picking guys he want. So we'll see.
Hey, Jeff, share that real quick. I want Ron to see that.
This one here?
That I got shared.
Oh, my bad. I didn't see that.
No, all good. You see that pick, Ron?
Nice.
Yeah, we was at that game, bro. We was at that North Dakota State, Montana State game, 2025, bro.
Nice.
That was us right there. Real talk. I'm gonna show y'all another one too here in a second. You can take it down now. I'm gonna show you another one too here in a second. That's going. Yeah, I'm over here flexing. I'm Montana State flexing right now.
Well, you got a question from Tony Shepard. Did you read
Tone
that?
Chef? That's my guy. Tone Chef is that's Omaha right there. What's cracking?
See his question, Turf.
Says, Turf, if you are undrafted free agent, wouldn't you have loved to go play for Pete, knowing you will get a fair chance?
Oh, 100%. 100%. That's exactly what that's all you can ask for. And that was one of them joints that I was worried about going to San Diego from Connecticut. Guys, Connecticut is basketball, bro. I grew up, and believe it or not, I was actually a better basketball player than I was football in high school. But football back then was non-existent. But there were guys. I think everybody remembers that name to Bucky Jones because he graduated the same year I did. To Bucky Jones was a monster. That dude, he was from New Britain. Hard hitting New Britain, right? Same place as Aaron Hernandez, wild ass. And hey, I mean, we just weren't known for football. So here I am coming to San Diego, right? With all these dudes that failed out of high school, but they was coming here. They have full rides to everywhere. They have full rides to all the big schools. But the ace in the hole I had was my coach my last year. My coach my last year was from San Diego. He came from Lincoln High. He went through the system. He played at Mesa. His coach was there still. He was like, you'll get a fair shot.
That's right.
So that's what I went there with, bro. I had a fair shot. And I was up against dudes that had full rides to USC, UCLA, and like Oregon and something. It was wild. And I couldn't believe I beat them out for one. It was just wild. And everybody was waiting to see me fail. I learned so much going to JUCO. Green as hell, just this suburban kid coming from the East Coast. Man, I learned so much. Every week I had dudes just waiting for me to fail. In
the Northeast, the big sport around the North New England area is hockey and basketball.
Basketball. It's b-ball all day. Hockey too. You're 100% correct.
Hockey is a little bit more from like the Connecticut border north. Like
I had it in my high school.
Rhode Island, New Hampshire.
I had it in my high school.
Yeah, Connecticut. Yeah, they do have it too.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah,
yeah. We had the Hartford Whalers, bro.
Yep.
You'll see me wear my Hartford Whalers hat all the time on Dead in the Water.
Football and baseball and not that big around here. I mean, baseball kind of. I know around my area it is. Football's not. I mean, let's put it this way: is my state's small. You know, the smallest state in the country.
Right. Right.
We just had the biggest name come out of Rhode Island that entered the draft, didn't get drafted, but he got picked up as an undrafted free agent. The Broncos took him. That kid from Georgia, Xavier Truss, the guard.
Yeah,
he ended up going to Denver. He came out as like a 4-star recruit out of Rhode Island.
Right,
he was like one of the best offensive football players we've had in freaking years to come out of this state.
Right. So yes, there you have it. Yes, Rosetown. That is me. In the raccoon skin. Do y'all know who the guy is in this picture on the far right? Can anybody say who the guy is? He's literally the most hated person in the state of Texas right now in terms of basketball. That's the hint you get. Can anybody tell me who that guy is?
That's the far right. I know you're talking. That's the GM from Dallas, right?
That's Nico.
That is my dog, my guy, my ace, my boom coon, Nico Harrison. Yep, that's my dog. And I don't care how y'all feel about his decision, any of that.
Shit.
He is a Bobcat through and through. He was a baller at Montana State.
Didn't do us no good because she still lost in the freaking playoffs.
Bingo. So and he told y'all what you got. You got a goddamn lazy, non-defensive playing ass Luka. You got what he told you got.
Didn't do this no good.
So that's my guy. I just had to make sure I put that out there for all y'all. And yes, Ron, I'm sure you know who Nico and all the other Bobcats are too, bro.
So I got a question. Hold on a second. I got a question. When's the Lakers' next game?
Not.
Do you know
it's going to be a while.
Chris turned his camera off. I was saying I'm a Warriors fan, so it didn't matter to me.
Hey,
I know the Celtics
gives you 30 and gives up 30.
Exactly. It's like a wash. It's a wash.
Hey, Turf, you know what team still has games to play? The Boston Celtics have games.
I agree. Hey, and they're going to have a lot of games
it again.
to play.
I'm telling you. It's like
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Yeah, I don't disagree.
Hey, Turf.
I'll tell you one thing. I'll be happy when they get this old fart out of the Lakers. LeBron got to go. Like you said, when they signed Trey and Dez, what the hell y'all doing? This lazy fat guy who eats everything but pizzas.
That Turf.
What are you doing? So anyway, Lakers lost. That's it. I'm done. Basketball's over with. I don't give basketball. I'm done with it.
Yep. Not watching no more games at this point.
Well, need to. I'm not team out. I watch basketball. Right. Now my focus now is Raiders upcoming OTAs, mini camps, all that stuff. I had to wait another month or two. And that Dodgers, they're all right. I don't watch baseball because baseball is boring. So now let's wait for the Raiders to start doing things.
So hey, Ron. BC Everett says, knock, knock, LeBron. LeBron says, who's there? OKC. OKC who? Okay, see you next year, LeBron.
All right, guys. Good night. I'm out.
I love it. Yeah, Chris ain't feeling none of this.
Hey, Turf.
Yeah.
The funny part is Ron said, hey, my daughter lives in San Diego. I'm going to give him some advice. And it's probably not good advice.
Dude, Chris not only left the screen, he left the studio. He's not even backstage. He failed completely.
I'm just going to say it right now. Ron, lie to your daughter and tell her Tijuana is fake. It doesn't exist.
All right. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It doesn't exist. It's not even a thing. It's fake. It's not even there.
Bro, Club Excess. I'll never forget it for as long as I live. $5. All you could drink till 4 a.m. And they'd be blowing those whistles and they would literally pour alcohol down your throat all through the club.
Yes. No question.
I'll never forget this stuff, bro. I'll never forget this stuff.
Hold on. We got somebody backstage that's coming in. He's still using a box of tissues, but I'm gonna bring him in.
No, I hit the wrong fucking button. I meant to do something else. I was trying to hit present.
I thought you really rage quit.
I thought you really
Look. I told you. I'm a Dodgers, Lakers, UFC, and Raider fan. So all my team's been sorry for a long time, so I'm used to it. So it's no big thing. I just wish they get that fat bastard out of there. Lazy bastard and old bastard. Get him out.
He said Chris is about to go to Tijuana right now.
That's hilarious.
Oh, my passport expired. I didn't even knew it, but if I had a new one, I'll be there right now.
EC Everett says, I apologize, Chris. Come back.
No, I hit the wrong. I was thinking I was gonna leave, but I hit the wrong button. Like, oh shit! I left.
Oh shit! My bad.
I was laughing my ass off.
I don't care.
Left the studio.
Like I said, all my teams are sorry, so I'm just in that boat.
You're just freaking over it.
I'm just saying, a little long, man. Hopefully something changed. Hopefully the Raiders will change that crap. sooner than later.
Yep.
Oh God.
Hey, so I have an ESPN Raiders depth chart. Do you guys want me to tell you about that one?
Oh,
Not
wow.
really. Go ahead.
ESPN's projection of the draft chart. Hold on one.
You can
All right.
present it if you want.
All right, so quarterback's Geno.
Present it. Hit the present button at the bottom so he can pull the screen so we all can see
You
it
won't
together.
see it
Yeah,
on the
that way you
screen
don't have to
or
read
anything.
it. You can just present it.
Yeah, present it.
How do I do that?
At the
Hold
bottom of the screen, hit present. Then Jeff will see it and he'll pull it up.
Go to the studio.
Maybe.
Hold on. Present.
Hey, real quick, Turf, while he's looking for that, I want to ask you, because Papa Rundown's catching up right now because he was watching it with his brother, but you didn't get to watch it at all, right? Okay.
I don't know nothing. I just know the outcomes, but I don't know nothing. I heard it was boring across the board.
It definitely did not live up. The two things I'll say about it is the event itself, Turf, was amazing. Like everything about the event was awesome. The fight didn't live up to the hype that they were trying to build it up for.
Right. Yeah, I'm mad at them for it. They should have did better. No, they should have. They should have had that Chris Eubanks aura. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Like, you
now
gotta,
you're
bro.
talking
That.
Oh my gosh, Turf! Me and Papa Rundown are still talking about it, dude. Just the
'Cause
entrances alone, bro. The entrances alone gave us chills.
It's
An
that
orchestra,
dude.
Turf?
It's that dude. He's that
Yeah.
dude. He's
I'm
that
telling you,
guy.
it's one of my. It's when me and Papa Rundown always like talk about like, where would you rank this guy? Where would you rank that guy? That's why I always tell him like, I love Roy Jones. I'm a big Roy Jones guy, but I can never really rank him like he's in the 20s, but he's never like in the top because he never fought Eubank, never fought Ben, he never fought Stevie Nelson. Like there's all these people in the UK he never fought. So I'm like, I can't give you that love, man. You got to fight the real.
No, no blue tonight. Yeah, I can't see that. That's so small. That's what she said.
So,
Tone, I got you. I'm working on that, Tone.
Yeah, here you go, Jeff. Present that one. That's
working on that, Tone.
Just kill that one.
Yeah, if you can enlarge it too, that would be great.
Present.
I can enlarge it too. Is there a drug for that, or what pill do I?
It's called
There's a button for it now, man. There's a button for it.
Can you see that?
There we go. Nice. That's better.
That's a lot better.
Well, and if you look at it, it's kind of crazy. Geno,
the guy with one arm beat you to it. Jesus.
Wow, they got Carter Bradley in for it.
Yes.
That's crazy. They whoever wrote this,
I don't think he's gonna be there.
Lost their damn.
Wow, they got Carter Bradley in for it.
Tommy Malott.
They got Mostert in second.
Yeah.
Tommy behind Tucker. Nah, not ahead of Tyreek. Not ahead of Tyreek McAllister. McAllister should be in front of Tyreek. McAllister should be in front of freaking Tucker, in my opinion, at this point.
He has better hands. I'll tell you that. He actually catch the ball.
And then the thing about it is, left tackle, they have who the fuck's Dalton Wagner?
Yeah, no, Dalton Wagner.
You don't remember him, Arkansas? Yeah, he's a big dude. That dude is huge.
Big mobile.
That dude is huge.
Man, he was awesome. 6'8", 320. We signed him for Arkansas, and then we put him in what we call the developmental deal.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Sorry, him at left guard.
Parham's got a problem.
So you got Parham and Jordan Meredith. I'm not sure if that's actually put in the right order either. But Will Putnam behind
from Clemson. He's from Clemson. He's
been there. He's been there for a couple years. He Putnam was when I got in the mix with Max Crosby last year.
Right.
Yeah. In right guard, they have Kappa as the starter.
Might do well. He did well with Tom Brady when he was there. So
understood.
But I think it's going to be Caleb Rogers' job eventually, hopefully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they got Glaze at right tackle, which we will see. We'll see, right? So
it ain't going to be Thayer Mumford, man. Like
I don't think so. I think he's seen his last days there.
Yeah, they already have Charles Grant in front of them.
Please, for the love of God, the coaches move Parham and Meredith, flip flop them. I'd rather that.
I
don't get that.
Well, according to Madden rankings, Parham's a 77 and Meredith's a 75. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Yeah,
I'll take the 75.
I'll take 75 with 77.
But this is literally ESPN's freaking depth chart currently. So I like that.
Together, Mel Kiper.
I like the idea of them trying to figure it out.
This Bill Kiper's pick says this.
So it was a 4-3 defense. Crosby, obviously, left defensive end.
Right.
Left defensive tackle, Wilkins. Right defensive tackle, Butler. Right defensive
end.
end.
Hemingway would make the team? Oh, no, he did. He's right there. Okay.
You know who I don't see on this list? Oh, there he is. How is Adam Butler behind Tonka Hemingway?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't make sense.
I don't know how that happened either.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's not right. It's not right.
So
we all know it's not right.
Devin White's also a starter at wide linebacker.
I get that.
I don't
have a problem with that.
I don't bother.
Landon Roberts at middle, and then Lindenberg, the rookie, would be the one behind him. I don't necessarily see that as possible yet until we see something.
Luke Masterson is still on the team. Tommy Eichenberg is still on the team.
Eichenberg, I know, but
we still got him, Turf.
Oh, where is Severe when I need him?
Yeah, so Masterson,
he'd go nuts.
Masterson is the Sam, right? And Tommy Eichenberg is the second.
I don't get that. He's been Sam. No, I don't get that.
And who the hell is Eric Stokes?
That's
Eric Stokes.
Green Bay.
Yeah, we got.
Oh no, that's right. No.
And then Darian Porter right behind him. As a rookie,
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that too. Jeremy Chin. Yeah, I can see strong safety being Jeremy Chin.
Yeah, they just signed Lonnie Johnson. They just signed him. So
free safety, I can see Palomar as well as the free safety.
Yep. You know who's still there? Chris Smith. He never heard anything about him last year at all. Nothing.
No.
Richardson. So this is old, guys. Richardson ain't on its. No, I'm thinking of.
DeCamarion Richardson is still there.
No, this is brand new. Like
else. This year.
Yeah, no. The only thing I'll say about this is that I'm telling you, like right now on the UDFA, Ja Joyner from Minnesota. Tell them about Ja Joyner from Minnesota.
Oh yeah, I like him. I like him.
Beast. He's got a motor.
And we have.
I know. I know.
I watched. Not drafting that guy. He's gonna make the starting. He's gonna make the 53.
Yeah,
so Ja Joyner.
100%. 100%.
Nav man, scroll back to the offense for a second.
Bro, and not only that, again, I have to make sure I reiterate. Minnesota's football team.
Jeff, what do you want to see?
Has a squad.
I was looking to see if they had fullback listed as a roster.
No, he was a UDFA. They don't show UDFAs in this. They only show this to rookies.
No, I was looking to see if they had a fullback position.
Yeah, they got.
They're going to use JJ McGee's for it.
They got Zamir White in front of Zamir. They got Zamir White behind Sincere McCormick.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, so we got some questions in the chat now. I'm getting this out of here.
Okay, I'm only saying this is ESPN's thing. They just threw this up there, and I thought it'd be interesting to look at.
No, that was awesome. I think that was perfect.
Yeah, we signed.
We got some questions I want to get through on the chat here. So. Ryan's asking win-loss prediction for this year. So we'll go in a circle. We'll start with Turf.
8 and 10? 8 and 9. Yeah, 8 and 9. 17, 8 and 9.
I'm gonna go 8 and 9. I'm gonna go middle of the road. Chris.
I would say between 8 and 10, yeah. 8, 9, 8, 10, yeah.
Nav man.
I'm going to be more positive.
Just give us a number.
Yeah, really. Just say a
Just
number.
one between 1 and 17. So you got those options.
Somebody said 8 and 10, and the math ain't mathing on that one.
Right,
So,
right.
Anyway,
I say 8 and 10. Between 8 and 10.
What's a 17-week season with 16 games for all teams? You get a bye. Everybody gets a bye.
I thought Turf, isn't it an 18?
It's 18 weeks, 17
18
games.
week with 17 games.
Yeah,
17
It's
games.
an extra game.
Oh no, you're right. My bad. They did up it. You're right. They did up it. That it's 18 weeks, 17 games.
What's up, Lost?
So now, man, well, between 1 and 17, what do you got?
I'm going to call it 9 and 8.
All right, Angelo.
Yeah.
Win-loss record.
I'm sticking with mine, man. I'm going to be. It's 6 and 11, and at best 7 and 10.
Okay.
Smart. No, it's smart. That's.
I'm just being fair, man. I mean, like, unless
Exactly.
You know,
my 8 and 9 is the best is going.
Can I change mine? I'm gonna change mine right quick. I just thought about it. I did a win total between 1 and 17. How about that?
You're an idiot.
I'm covering all bases.
So Ron, to answer this one, Ron says everyone liked the Raiders draft this year. I think everybody in this channel does except for Turf. He's the only one who went hard on the grades.
It was a C. It's an average. What? So see, this is the problem with women in this world. Why is being average a problem?
What?
Oh shit!
I didn't say that.
Oh hell!
Turf is having a lot to drink now, y'all.
What's wrong with being average?
Good damn.
Why is
he sleeping right
now?
now?
I didn't say Jeff was a woman. I said this is what's wrong with women.
Oh man.
I said, why is no? This is an honest question. Why is C a bad situation? It's average. What's wrong with average?
But you know what? We base it on what.
I'm just saying you graded it harder than we did. That's all.
Oh, I graded it harder than a lot of people.
You graded it on true evaluation.
I just want exactly
put some
because I've
behind
come
the
back.
reason why you gave it the vote.
So for the people that don't know, I did not miss a home game in our home stadium for the first 4 years of its actual opening. It's all documented. Am I wrong, guys? Y'all know this.
No.
So I'm trying to tell you, for all of those years, see what happened to me? They just did they just put this scientific thing on it. I got cheated. That 2021 season when we played the Bengals for the playoffs.
Yeah, that's
it
true.
forced you to believe that was happening every year, and we know the outcome. The first year was the only year that made sense for me to do what I did, but I supported the team, and I'm now from the show me state. I'm done with that being optimistic. I'm more along the lines of being very objective when it's, you know what I'm saying, doing this thing here, and then subjective also because I've been in the clouds long enough, man. So the reality is,
I think that again.
I'm saying, the reason why I gave it a B, plus. I'm just comparing to the past draft of the past 5 to 6 years, 7 years. That's what I'm comparing to. The draft was better than all these drafts. Like last year was a fluke. Last year we got lucky, but compared to the rest of these drafts we had, no, this draft has a B compared to the rest of those drafts. That's what I was comparing to. And plus,
looks like you got some pushback here. So time.
I love it.
Everything is wrong with average. You have average teams. Like the Raiders, who I believe is average, and you have teams that are above average, and then you have teams better below average, like the Patriots. And then Ron says the Raiders didn't draft average this year.
Well, see where the Raiders drafted average in a lot of areas are at the position.
Come on, bro.
It's the position and the value. So that's what I'm trying to say. We all know that this draft for running backs is probably going down as the best running back draft in NFL history.
Yeah,
and we drafted a running back that a lot of people didn't agree with being the number 1 running back at number 6. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna come back. We see, and then people want to get upset when I say Ashton Jeanty needs to show up and have 1,500 yards rushing and maybe 700-800 yards receiving and 10 touchdowns for it to matter. Because that's what you do at 6.
And some of you guys who are on the chat who have been longtime Raider fans like Turf and myself and everybody else here on the panel, is you have to remember Darren McFadden, guys. Like, we picked Darren McFadden 4, and Darren McFadden coming out of college was fucking amazing.
Arkansas. I got pictures. Right? He's one of my guys. I love Darren Mack. He's humble.
Yeah,
I
have his jersey.
He's one of the best alumni that we have, people. If you see Darren McFadden, trust me, it's okay to talk to him.
Yeah, it's just but Turf, no matter what we did, the injuries, right? Like, we overused them and the injuries, and that's what me and Jeff were saying during the draft, is it's like, unless we address the O-line, this kid's gonna get injured, so we better get some other running backs and not let him go. Like, all these people are expecting him to be like Madden or be like in Boise State, and I'm like, listen, man, these are grown men that's going to be hitting this kid. I'd prefer he's the third down back learning until we shore up the O-line, you know, because they're going to overuse him, man. Look at what they did with the fact that Brock Bowers didn't get injured last year is thank goodness.
Oh, yeah, the amount of time he was out there and everything.
100%.
Yeah, we got lucky.
Yeah.
So Lost in Translation says, I like the realistic expectations this year, but hoping for the best. Best, yet knowing it's a process that seems to be heading finally in the right direction. McDaniels set shit back a few years now.
Chris
can attest to this because I've said this many times in the past this season.
That is the
probably day we hide. Hang on, my turn. I haven't talked much. Shut up.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that.
What are you saying?
I've said this during the season last year. I said when we hired McDaniels, the day he accepted the job, he set us back automatically right there in that moment, set us back 5 years. We are now 3 years removed from when we hired him. We're 3 years from that draft that he first had with us. And where are we? We're 3 years going into the start of the 4th year since he was brought in. And we're in a better position now. We're getting there. But I'm still saying we're 2 years away. This season coming and the season after, before we can seriously think about being contenders in this league and doing something going forward. The building blocks are being brought in. They're on site. They're on the construction site. They're in the roster. They're in the building. It's a matter of how we piece them together going forward to build this into something that's going to last a while. Pete Carroll is the architect of this. No two ways about it. He's the one that's going to come in and lay the foundation and get this rolling. And then it's going to be whoever takes over when his time is done, whether it's 3 years or we take him for the 4th year. When he's done and turns it over to somebody, hopefully he's turning over something that's going to progress and go forward and put us into a different position. And we just keep right on trucking. And that's how I see this. That's how I felt about this when we hired McDaniels. Good offensive coordinator. I'm not going to say he's a great offensive coordinator. He's a good offensive coordinator because when he didn't have Brady, he sucked. Okay. He's a horrible head coach. Proved it once in Denver. Why Mark Davis gave him a second shot is fucking beyond me. And that's what set us back. He took a playoff team and dismantled that team. The team that he took over when he became the head coach, he destroyed this team.
He did.
First of all, you replaced Derek Carr with Jimmy Garoppolo. How is that?
That was crazy.
That's a downgrade. That's a downgrade. That's not even a lateral move.
It was crazy.
Because Derek Carr, as much as people don't like Derek Carr is a hell of a lot better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. What has Jimmy Garoppolo done? The time he was good in San Fran, they had one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah. He did nothing.
You know, and he was mediocre. Tom Brady didn't have like superstar stats every single game. Their defense is what did it for them during their Super Bowl runs. Their defense was out of their mind. He did what he needed to do, and he was successful and he had the stats. Well, that's going to happen when you play 20 years in the league. Of course, you're going to have those stats. You know, you play 10 to 15 years, you're not even going to come close to his stats. You add another 5 years to that, you're going to finish with what he had.
Right.
You know? So McDaniels destroyed this team and put us where we are. The infighting, how some of us like this, some of us don't like that. I mean, you saw the diversion this past season of
obliterated it.
You know? Obliterated it. And now this past weekend when we were doing all our live shows during the draft, this was the happiest I've seen Raider fans on shows and in the chat. Yes. Chris even called it. He goes, "It's like we just won a series of games with how we did in the draft and how we look going forward." So I agree. It's coming. Everybody just needs to, again, I know I've said it a few times, trust the process or trust the way we're going. It's gonna get there. Unfortunately, it's gonna take a couple of years, but we're gonna get there.
Like I said, Turf, in this draft, it wasn't those like, what the?
Right. Well, it was 3 of those. It was 3 of those.
Some of us not happy. Like Jeff wasn't happy that we did Gentry. I wasn't happy neither. I thought we could trade back. But overall, it wasn't that bad. A couple players maybe probably say, we'll see why there is a reason why they're doing that. And I can see why. I mean, I can't see why. I don't know why. But, there's a reason why they're doing that. Pete Carroll's not no dummy. He's been in business too long to pick players just because. He's picking for a reason. He wants competitors. He wants athletes. He wants certain style of play. Like my boy Jeff said, he's laying the foundation. I don't expect the Raiders to go to playoffs next year. If he do, great. If he win 10, 11 games, awesome. We're back in business. I'm not expecting them to make a lot of noise, but I'm expecting them to play competitive football. I expect them to be in most all the games. I don't expect them to make dumb mistakes. That's what Pete's going to do. Not making stupid mistakes.
Right.
Well, and that's my point. And that's what I was pointing up to was the comment that prompted this was that's one of the smartest comments I've seen out of the chat.
Be patient. Yeah.
But what the setback, where the setback happened, and I firmly believe that freaking dismantling set us back a long way. And it's going to take a minute for us to get better. It's going to take a minute. This isn't going to be us going to the Super Bowl this year. Please, everyone, please temper the expectations.
Yeah. Some people have nightmares of whatever it is that makes, gives you nightmares. You know what harks back to me and gives me nightmares is every time I think of that press conference with Ziegler and McDaniels for the first time when they hired him, is the two of them sitting at that table at the press conference, looking so phony and so fake. And we're gonna get back to the Raider way and this and that and that. It looks so forced and so fake on McDaniels' part. It was sickening. Right. That was probably one of the worst press conferences I ever watched because it just made me want to throw up in my own mouth.
The press conference
disgusting. And I agree with Time. If Al Davis was still alive during this draft, he would have taken Shedeur round 1 at number 6 without a doubt. That would have been.
That Jeff just mentioned. In that press conference, who was sitting between those two? Mark Davis. But in the last press conference, like with AP, even AP Telesco, and then
it was the haircut that
Mark Davis wasn't nowhere near those guys. He let them talk. It's like Mark had to be there to make sure they said the right things at the right time.
Right. And the difference is when Pete Carroll's on his press conference, you have a former player, Marshawn Lynch, yelling Raiders in the middle of his press conference. That's a difference. That's a huge difference.
This comment right here, too, from E.C. Everett. A lot of Raider fans were understandably mad that Spytek didn't go off in free agent. I'm optimistic because next offseason, most of the dead money drops off with bargain free agents not eating up cap space.
Right.
And I get what he's saying because a lot of people are pissed off. But did you really sit down and seriously look at the free agent grouping from this past season, it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
Nope.
They were all old for the most part for their positions. There were nobody out there that made me go, ooh, I want that guy. You know, it was all, yeah, we could probably use him. Yeah, he would add depth. Yeah. So you don't build the team through free agency. You build it through the draft is what you do. You bring in the players that are going to add depth to your team and help you succeed in the future. Free agency is a Band-Aid. That's what that is.
Hey, you know something?
Those weren't Band-Aids. Those were Band-Aids this offseason. You know what they were? There's those cheap ass ones that you stick it on over the cut, and 2 seconds later it's falling off. That's
well, you know, signing guys for 1 or 2 years. They ain't signing guys for 3 years. The only person that signed 3 years was Adam Butler, but they ain't signing guys for multiple years, 1, 2 years. So prove to me that you can still play at the level you should play at. If not, bye. That's what he did.
Bingo.
The other thing I'll say is to double down on why I said 6 wins. Is if everybody could just compare and remember when Dan Campbell took over the Lions, he built that entire team through the draft. But do you remember how shitty they were in the first year?
They were 1-15, year 1. Were they not?
This is year 1 for us. No, that's why they were able to get more drafts. Their back-to-back great drafts is what took them to the next level. And then that next year's draft, that third year's draft is what took them to the playoffs. But he built the entire team off drafting.
See, and Ron, he goes, I struggled to watch games this last year. And I agree. Now, see, in my situation, I'm the president of a booster club here in New England. So every Sunday when we play, we all get together at the Firefighters Hall in Providence, and we watch the game together. So we spend the day together as Raider fans, as all members of the club. I would have gladly not gone to the bar this past season to watch what we watched on TV, to stay home and instead do a live show with Turf. Like he was always on game days doing a live feed, or not a live feed, but being on live with people in the chat, people on camera with him. Chris would be on with him. You know, I would connect in from my phone at the bar. I'd rather be doing that and not even paying attention to the game, because the games were just boring. I hated going to the bar last season because it was just so dreadful. If it wasn't for the members at the bar being there, I would have stayed home because it was so disgusting to watch. I would have rather just stayed home, not spend any money at the bar. And I don't drink, so I'm buying fucking sodas and the food. And I stayed home, nice and comfy, sitting right where I am right now, looking at the camera, talking to Turf and Chris, and then looking to my right and looking at my TV at the same time. That's what I would have rather done last season. That's how dismal it was.
I forgot what game me and Turf was watching. Turf, you remember the game we was watching? It was on live. We won't even talk about the game. We won't even watch it. We'll talk about other things. The game was playing, but we didn't even talk about it.
The worst game, and I was home to watch this one. We were all on together, the three of us. It was the Monday night game against the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, my God.
That was bad.
That was the worst game of the season. As bad as the Carolina game was, that Monday night game with the Falcons was the worst, or was it a Thursday night, to watch? Because the three of us sat here, and I've never seen the three of us so quiet.
It was bad.
The disgusting display of football on TV. That was horrible that night.
Well, Jeff, me and Turf were at the Carolina game. You remember Turf? And and I was the one trying to keep Turf positive. I was like, come on, man. There's more to life. You know, life is good, Turf. Everything's great. So what I will say is what I enjoyed about the Carolina game was that I got to see Jackson Powers Johnson play center and start, and I got to watch DJ Glaze, and then I was like, boom, those are going to be our guys in the future. So,
but see, that's how bad it is when you're enthused to watch two rookies out there,
bro,
to see how good they are or what their possibilities are to stick with the team, because there wasn't any other bright spots. It was horrible.
Well,
I think the only
besides
other
Brock
good
Bowers.
game during the season was the one that we were on turf, and the guys from Tom Grossi came in and
Yes, rated our channel. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
that was
came in
funny.
and did that raid. That was
funny.
fucking awesome.
I was there.
That was the
I don't
best
know what
one.
was going
I was
on.
there. That was funny.
That was
We're
wild.
sitting in the
Shout out to Tom Grossi, bro. That
we're
was
sitting in the
that's
channel
dude.
talking on camera, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like
Pow.
500
was
views just
wham.
kicked right in, and then super chats and people giving thumbs up, and all kinds of shit flying
Messages.
across
We
the
didn't know what
screen.
was going on. I was like, damn, what happened?
At first, I thought he got hacked or something, and he did too. At first, he goes, "Am I getting hacked? What the fuck?" And then the
That
chat
was a
just
special
on
day,
fire.
bro.
That was
Yeah, that
crazy.
was a special day. They make, man, and that's the beauty of this whole thing.
That was
bro.
funny.
Like,
That was great.
Yeah, because
that
I
was
was
a
sitting there
great
like,
thing.
"Well, come to my channel. What the fuck?" I had like 5 viewers on mine at that point.
I don't
like,
think I had a
Jesus
channel then,
Christ.
but yeah, that was.
Yeah, you didn't have a channel. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
back.
like,
Yeah, this
That was
Tom
awesome.
Grossi, man. He's a legend at this. It just goes to show you, man. Stay, stay
He
consistent.
named he called out one of the draft picks last weekend on this third day. For the
Yeah.
Packers.
Yeah, he did.
See what I'm saying? So this is real, man. You know, from those people that look at it from that respect.
So Rosetown asked me on my channel. He's like, "Hey, how did that Panthers and Raiders game go for you? Since your wife is a Panthers fan." I said, "Well, we decided that day that she was going to watch her side of the game at the house, and I was going to watch my side of the game in the shop.
Right.
And however it goes, we're not going to be assholes to each other." And well, I didn't say that, but I think it was just implied, right?
Right.
And that game was done and over for like an hour. And she finally texted me and she goes, "Yeah, I." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am, I am." And she goes, "You good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." She goes, "I'm not saying shit else. I made some pizza. Get your ass up here."
So, Time, do you still live up in Boston area, or because I'm in Rhode Island? I'm the next state over.
Man, it's TC. Oh, you talk about Time, yeah.
Yeah, Gillette's like 30 minutes up the road from my house. It's not that far. I'm closer to that than I am to the city of Boston.
Hey, Nav, man.
Steve Grogan. Oh my God, I haven't heard that name in a long time. One of the semi-pro teams I played for was owned by him. Uniforms were actually old Patriots uniforms, and I wore John Hanna's number.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Nav, man, I was going to say you could let your wife know that Carolina's going to be pretty good this year.
They actually they did some things. They did some changes.
They killed the draft.
Yeah, they made
changes. They're going to mess with the
have
Bucks.
Jonathan Brooks. People keep forgetting they still have Jonathan Brooks. Jonathan Brooks, if he comes out where he's not injured, he's going to be amazing.
And they're going to mess with the Bucks. Because to be honest with you, that is the two teams in the NFC South is Panthers Bucks, in my opinion. I think that's because Bryce Young, he found his freaking actual place in the NFL last year. He had some freaking help. He finally got some help. They got him and then traded away. To get him, they traded away his best weapon, which was the like, damn, how do you even? That's what I told my wife. I'm like, how do you get a rookie quarterback and trade away the only weapon he has, in DJ Moore? How do you do that?
Didn't the Patriots get 3 guys from us?
What's that?
They got Spillane. They got Spillane, Chason.
Yes, Spillane, Chason, and
Hobbs.
One more.
Mooring.
No, Mooring went to the Rams.
No, he went to the Panthers.
Mooring went to Jacksonville.
Oh, the Panthers. Yeah.
No, he went to the Panthers. Mooring went to the Panthers.
No way.
They got
Mooring went to the Panthers.
They got Epps. They got F's too.
Who got
What's
F's?
What's going on?
Patriots.
Hey, there's Nabman's old lady. Nabman's old lady just popped in.
Yeah, they got F's. Spillane and
real quick, I just got to ask Kindness. He goes, "Yes, I'm still in Boston. We're working on the New England Patriots right now." I don't understand. Do you? I guess I'm trying to understand what you mean by that. You're working on. Are you like?
What's that?
You work for like the NFL or something, or a TV show?
I don't see what you see.
I don't get that.
Oh, I didn't put it up. Hold on.
Okay.
It says, yes, I'm still in Boston. We're working on the New England Patriots right now, who I think is going to be pretty good.
With the better coach. Sorry.
The better coach.
Mayo's gone.
Tony?
He's been gone.
Yeah, they got fired 5 minutes after the game.
I was gonna say, yeah, like I don't understand this comment either. Time, you out of time.
Well, it's kind of like the Nuggets. It's like, yeah, fire the coach, and it's like, well, we don't have another one in
that
mind.
Was wild. That was wild.
I guess the best coach is the best player on the team. You know, it's one of those.
It's wild. Yeah, I don't know what freaking goddamn Nuggets were doing. Yeah, somebody else, another team, fired their coach. It's like, what are you doing? Right?
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
It doesn't make any sense. It's the playoffs, and you're firing people.
You're getting ready to go in the playoffs. You're 3 games away from the playoffs, and you fire your coach. Are you fucking serious?
No, absolutely.
What's wrong with you people? Yeah. Had to be bad. There's got to be another story to that. Has to.
I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm not a Lakers fan. Some of these guys are Lakers fans.
Right.
Well, maybe
no, I'm just a sports fan, and I'm just like, what the? Wait. You're the Denver Nuggets. You're getting ready to go. You're a champion 2 years ago, and you're getting ready to go in the playoffs. You're 3 or 4 games away from going in the playoffs, and you fire your coach. What the fuck is that?
That makes sense. Yeah.
What happened?
Like, damn.
Hey, Turf. You mean to tell me Zamir White only had 1 touchdown last year?
Yeah, he was past this.
Welcome to the conversation, Chris.
I'm reading shit. You're talking about the Lakers and all bullshit. I don't hear, but I'm looking at the stats from last year. I didn't ask Jeff a question. I asked Turf a question.
Maybe not a Lakers
question.
Hey, Chris.
No.
Chris.
And then Madison has 4 touchdowns.
I love you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Treat me like I'm an adopted redhead stepchild, man. So get out of here.
Yeah, Jeff targets it. He's a targeter. He just targets that shit.
No, I was just shocked when I saw the stats. I'm looking at the stats from last year. I'm like, I thought you had more than that.
Angelo, I agree with you. I think the only competition for the Bucks in the South, NFC South, is the Panthers. I firmly believe that.
They got a squad.
You don't think Penix and Atlanta Falcons can do something?
Got to work out.
Yeah. And I said this earlier too, Time. I said that Patriots game for us is not going to be as easy as it would have been.
Oh God!
It's not what you guys did in the draft. Absolutely not.
Oh yeah,
no, it's not going to be.
Patriots are going to be awesome, and Drake May's the real deal. So they got a real one with that kid.
I believe that dude's a freaking stud. I really do. Drake May, yeah.
I think he'll pan out.
Wait a minute,
and I did not say
What's
that.
up, my 2 cents? Welcome in, man.
Alec, you're a Dubs fan. Is that the Golden State Warriors?
Bro, what's up, man?
It's got the ass kicked. They lost.
So anybody that's doing here,
Chris, are we doing that? Are we talking about each other's teams now? Is that what we're doing?
No, man. I'm asking Dubs. He said go Dubs. I said you talking the Warriors. I said it's lost to Houston Rockets, man. Ain't talking about nobody's team.
Anybody that's new in the channel,
get off my back. You're gonna make me pissed off right now.
Hey, I'm trying to do promos for you, so shut up.
I don't want to shut up.
Anybody that's new in the channel and in the chat, make sure you hit everybody up on the panel.
I do.
Hit everybody up on the panel except for Chris Ferreiras because he's a dick. Now, hit everybody up on their channels. We got the Ultimate Raider Fan 32, which is Turf, the gentleman.
That's the other side.
It's the other way.
I know.
Go over to his channel, hit the notifications, hit the subs, hit the thumbs up, then go over to my boy Chris 4 Raiders. Do the same on his. Down below me is 93 Navman, but he's also his
Raider Shield family.
Raider Shield family on YouTube. Make sure you do the same for him. And on my channel, hit the subs, hit the thumbs up for the notifications, especially for Chris and I, because we tend to go on live at the drop of a hat, especially during the week.
Angela.
And hit the notifications. Angela doesn't have a channel at the moment, but you can find him on Instagram at Reyes Boxing on Instagram. If you have any information, any questions on boxing, MMA, or whatever, that's the guy to talk to right there for sure. Chris and I have a show coming up tomorrow night called the Raiders Last Call podcast. Tomorrow night's show is on the defensive backs in the for the Raiders throughout the history. So what we do on the Last Call podcast, we just talk about the Raider history from day one up to current. We don't talk about like the current situation with the team, the draft and free agency and all that. We just cover the history of the Raiders. So this week, tomorrow, it's going to be the cornerback, safeties, free safeties. Last week, we did the draft history. So make sure you catch that tomorrow. Chris and I are supposed to be Papa Rundown on with us also. I haven't heard from him if he's going to make it or not. So make sure you check all those channels out. Turf's got a few different shows he does during the week. Normally Friday nights it's Turf's show on Friday.
Don't worry about that. We are going to keep doing what we're doing here. I love it. We're going to keep rocking.
I've been helping cover on Friday nights to give platform to fans, whether it be in the chat. We open the channel up so people can come in and be on camera. So this is like a completely open mic show type of thing. Just we're not telling jokes. We're talking football and pretty much anything and everything. Appreciate everybody that's been in the channel tonight and supporting us. So it's been a good night so far too. We're at 4.5 hours since we started. We started at 9 o'clock Eastern.
Just chopping it up.
Trevor, I was gonna say when everything is a little bit more freed up and you kind of have an idea on what the day is. I got a couple of ideas I want to talk to you about on how we could launch that. Because there's so many events coming up, dude. It's fucking insane. Lot. And you already know the big one will be where maybe these guys will actually care is the Allegiant Stadium one in September. That's going to be the one that's going to make everybody go, what?
It might make the most sense. That might make we'll talk because you're right. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot though, dude.
Cool.
Hey y'all, if I may say something, I appreciate you guys. I'm a new guy, and I just appreciate y'all's help. Help me get started doing what I'm doing, and I support you guys, and you support me. That's what we're all about, right? It's that simple. Is it not? I don't think it's that hard. As human beings, we support each other. We're Raider fans through and through, and that's it. The nation is family. It's the only nation, and I don't like when others are trying to fight with each other, and disagreements is family business. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It happens in a family. Disagreements are what they are. Disagreements are cool. It's just difference of opinion. It's not personal, right? So anybody that ever goes in a chat or anything and starts trying to make something personal, that's when you need to realize it's time for you to go. Instead of making me be the guy to tell you it's time to go. That's it's an adult decision. Do you guys agree with that?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yep.
I'm sorry. What you say? What you said in here? Repeat that.
Yeah, I can't repeat it. That was sent from the heart, brother. And I probably couldn't repeat it if I tried.
No, I heard everything you said. You're absolutely right about that. We are a family. We are a Raider Nation. We're gonna have disagreements. We're not gonna agree on everything, but it's one thing we do agree on. We all love the Raiders. Win, lose, or die.
That's a fact.
What's up, Nico Banks?
Oh,
I heard everything you said in that, man.
There comes Rosetown again. All right. I have one that's not too terrible that I told on my stream if you guys weren't
I got
there.
a knock joke. It involves LeBron James.
Well, you can tell that one, Jeff.
I like it.
Already did.
You just trying to piss me off tonight, right? You just trying to piss me the fuck off tonight. When I say bye, I really mean it. Bye.
Bro. I already did.
It's not just me all night. I don't give a fuck. Legacy is over with. Bye. Good. Get rid of this now. Let's move on to football season.
That is the best joke ever. I have a LeBron knock joke.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead and say it. I already did. I love it.
All right, you guys will seriously maybe rage quick again. I will get out of here. Turf, it was nice talking with you, brother Angelo.
As always, man.
Again, Nathman and Jeff, fuck both of y'all.
Yeah, fuck yourself too. Yeah.
Are you leaving?
Go to your channel, read your nasty books with your girl Blue. So leave me alone.
Are you reading? Are you leaving for real, Chris?
What?
Chris, are you really leaving
for tonight?
Yeah. Why stay? Y'all making a mockery of me, so why stay?
I'm not making a mockery.
No, nobody's.
Dude, look at that. Even Alex said, "Peace, Chris." So he's saying, like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Y'all are crazy.
Y'all they like it when I'm angry, so I'm gonna go in and play the role.
Is that
look at that? Look at that. Look at that. Nice. He's like, yeah, fuck that.
I was gonna give you a center stage. It was all about you. We were gonna make you happy, but I guess not.
Oh my goodness!
You got my LeBron James. Yeah, fuck LeBron. I wish you ever leave.
Rosetown doesn't want you to leave. Rosetown says for you to stick around.
No, Frank Weber said later, Chris. So they all saying goodbye. You're kicking me out.
So
I'm gonna go do what Bueno said. I'm gonna go outside and argue with the clouds. Although it's nighttime, I'm still gonna argue with the clouds outside.
Argue with the stars. Go out there and do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Oh, you're right. I could do that too, and the moon. The moon that's fucking tripping me out.
Twinkle, twinkle.
Well, outside, yell the moon. I ain't going nowhere.
Damn it!
What's you that mock draft at? You said that the Bengals picked Archman. Which one did you use? Pro Football one?
Yeah,
bro.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now exactly what it was. Okay, here it is. So the first pick, Cleveland. Second, Jets. Saints third. Titans fourth. Giants fifth. Panthers are sixth. Colts are seventh. The Browns are eighth because that's from a trade from this year. They got us actually at 9 now. We've moved from 15 to 9 for next year. That's how they have us ranked already.
Yeah, that makes sense. And
with the first pick in the draft, the Cleveland Browns, even though they drafted 3 quarterbacks this year's draft, they take Arch Manning.
That would be wild.
They got us taking Lenoris Sellers, quarterback from South Carolina.
Nope. I don't see that.
I wasn't going in to do a mock draft, Turf. I just need to explain that. I was going didn't realize that they had already updated everything for the 2026 draft. I was going in to look for a specific player to see something about him. So I went into that mock draft tool. I hit it, and all of a sudden I'm like, Arch Manning, why the hell is he the first pick? And then I'm like, oh shit, they've already changed it. This was on Sunday, this past Sunday. I'm like, shit, they were already moved on to 2026 already.
There are people that people will be.
So then I just started watching how it went.
Right.
Manning first,
Right.
and they think Cleveland's gonna suck that bad. They're gonna have the first pick again. It's like, damn.
Right. Well, gentlemen, I am gonna go. Chris ain't going, but I am going.
Oh, I'm gonna go to Rabbi.
Hey, Turf.
Yeah, we're gonna shut it down. I'm
one
done.
sec, bro. Somebody actually gave us a compliment in here.
Where's that at?
This one dude, he said, Raiders first, y'all mid. I'm like, thank you. I'm happy to be mid right now.
I agree.
Thanks for that compliment, bro.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
He's in here being a douche, but still, thanks for that compliment. I like mid. I like mid.
I like mid better than last. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
not any day in the week.
I like mid. You know,
like I said, next year, I don't want to be in the top 10 draft picks. I want to be the lower half of it. That means we lost a lot of games.
Hey, Turf. So you're since you're really gonna go. So again, reminder: tomorrow it starts at 4.
Yeah.
On DAZN, and then the biggest one there is the heavyweight, the one that's 6'6", 300 pounds. Bakole, he's fighting.
Holy shit.
And then for everybody who is on the chat or cares to know, Sunday is the free event on ESPN Plus.
No.
So that's that one. Hopefully, Turf, you'll get to see it. That's the number 1 pound fighter in the world. So.
Yes, absolutely. Rich Gannon grew up in my old neighborhood in Philly. Oh yeah, I gotta get out of here, guys. Hey, this is great. I'm going.
Thanks for being on with us, man. Had a good time tonight. Thanks for all your insight and all your stories. It's been a great night.
Yeah,
thank you guys,
man. It up with you again. It's been a long time, and I'm glad you were here tonight.
It's good seeing you again,
Absolutely, man.
Thanks, Turf.
Appreciate y'all, man. Absolutely, man. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
And Turf's like, damn it, you guys keep keeping me in here.
Yeah, I'm out now.
Keep keeping me. All right, hey, brother. Thank you, man.
All right, everybody. I'm pulling the plug on this one for the night. So,
all right.
Now, anything you want to add before we shut it down?
Where?
Quickly. I don't want to be here all night.
Yeah, if you got something to say before we shut it down, that's what we're asking.
Who?
All right, Angelo.
You got anything coming up you want to talk about real quick?
Hey, when's the next time you're going on, Jeff and Chris?
Tomorrow night.
We're going on tomorrow night. Chris and I, and hopefully Papa Rundown down with us.
He won't be because he's watching the Canelo fight with me.
All right, so it'll be Chris and I.
I thought it was
no,
tomorrow.
That's what I was telling Turf. Is tomorrow it starts at 4, and it goes on, and the Canelo fight will probably start around 8, maybe 9. Depends on how many knockouts we get.
Yeah, probably not those times.
Yeah, if Papa Rundown does go on, and then I go on, it's gonna be like last time where we're watching it. Wow, but I don't think he will because it's kind of a big fight. And then Sunday was the one I was saying, Chris. I sent it to you already. That it will not cost you a thing, dude, and give it a try.
Okay.
But it's on ESPN Plus, and it's the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world. It's the current Manny Pacquiao of the boxing world right now. And that guy's fighting here in Las Vegas.
I got it.
Chris, you got anything besides us Saturday night? I don't know. You got anything else planned?
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a trip to LeBron's house and throw a stink bomb on that motherfucker there, son of a bitch. That's what I'm gonna do. Fuck LeBron.
Hey, you got to give him props for playing so
I'm not giving him shit. He been all these years, man. He won 1 championship in a bubble. He ain't did shit. Fuck LeBron.
In a bubble? Is that what you
said? They won 1 NBA championship, and that was in that bubble the COVID year. So, yeah, whatever. You ain't did shit. They ain't gonna.
There were no fans.
They gonna tell Lakers, draft my son, and your son ain't shit neither. So get the fuck out of here.
You should just
take you and your son and go somewhere else. Get away from me. Get away from me. And that come from a Lakers fan. I was a Lakers fan since the Showtime era. So, and you tell me that, get the hell out of here.
Hey, so Jeff, you should cut that.
LeBron wouldn't last 5 minutes in Boston. He would be heckled out of that city.
He won't last He won't last 5 minutes in New York. In New York, neither. The Knicks. That'll boot his ass out there 2 days later.
Him alive.
Man,
Boston
Hey,
fans
Jeff.
would destroy him. What?
You should cut that like 30-second or 1 minute of Chris saying all the stuff he said about LeBron and everything.
you can. I'll do a video for it right now. Fuck LeBron.
And then on the title, you should put translating what Stephen A. Smith really wants to say.
It's like, hey, Stephen A., check this shit out.
Well, if I was there, I'll punch LeBron and goddamn my boy. Shut the fuck up. You sat there and Lakers sign my sons. I don't play my sons. Son, do what? Get the hell out of here.
All right. Final plug here. Make sure, again, everybody that's still in the chat and watching us, make sure you hit up everybody that you saw on the show tonight. You had Afakasi Raider. You had Chris 4 Raiders. You have Navman, which is Raider Shield family. Angelo is Reyes Boxing at Reyes Boxing on Instagram. Turf is the Ultimate Raider Fan 32 on YouTube. Myself, I'm 401 Raider Jeff. You'll also find me at NE_Raider Boosters. Who else was on here tonight? Who else did we have in?
AR, that was it. AR and Turf, that was it.
Right, no one else was in. Am I forgetting somebody?
No.
At the beginning, wasn't there someone else at the beginning? It was on momentarily right when I popped on. I wasn't sure. Okay.
Oh, right. Boston X. He doesn't have a channel. He just happened to be a Boston fan.
Oh yeah,
okay. Channel up. He was cool. He was all right. Wasn't a dick, which was good.
No,
so we've got Chris and I. We've got our show tomorrow night, Raiders Last Call podcast. I'm sure we're probably now that the draft is passed and all the hype about the team, and we're going to be in that slow down mode for a little bit. I definitely want to start streaming, playing games again as like a relaxation thing more than anything.
Horseshit.
Yeah. Did you say horse shit or warships?
I said horseshit.
No, it's not like you said horse shit.
Yeah. Chris is into that shit. I watch these dudes play. I'm telling you what, you guys need to check that shit out. I'm telling you, these dudes.
It's a lot of fun.
You got to watch these two
this week for shows I got coming up.
No, I played one time.
Wednesday night, Raider Connection. It's myself, Leo, also as Cheeto Linus, LV Raider 10, and Just Raiders Baby on Wednesday night, the Raiders Connection. We have a special guest on with us this coming Wednesday night. We're going to have Peggy Holmes on. She's going to give us her take on how the draft went for the Raiders. So she's usually on for the first hour. So make sure you catch at least the first hour if you want to see Peggy and get her take on everything. And then Thursday night, it's Nate and myself for the Raiders Coast to Coast on Thursday night. And probably more than likely next Friday night, it'll be Chris and I hosting another one of these next Friday night, along with Turf popping in at some point. So everybody that likes coming in on Friday nights and partaking in the chat and on camera, you'll be more than welcome next Friday like we normally do. First hour, we just chat it up a little bit, get the chat going, and then we'll open it up after usually like 45 minutes to an hour or so, depending on how it's going. But until next time, everybody, thanks for watching us. Thanks for the super chats tonight. I appreciate you all. Appreciate your support. All the new subscribers that kicked in tonight, I appreciate you all. And thanks everybody that was on camera with me tonight. You guys were all awesome as usual. Everybody have a good night. Stay safe. And what is it, Chris? Go Raiders.
Raiders.